That's what your accent is. Okay.
South African. Yeah, you were born and raised over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice. And now you're in.
Welcome to an amazing country.
Are you in Michigan with these guys?
Michigan.
He's been here for a
Lord,
few
child,
minutes.
why did you choose Michigan from?
My wife's a Michigander.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we started off here and then COVID hit, and now we're here.
I mean, at least you could have combed your hair.
Man, I honestly, I literally, I know I've been checking myself in the camera, and I'm like, oh fuck, man, I look like shit. But okay, I didn't even shave.
He ain't got
the easiest hairstyle is just getting rid of the hair.
I don't even have shit comb.
I got the fucking mid drop fade going.
Oh yeah, well you're military.
Yeah, I'm still active, sadly.
Most of you guys have you can actually grow hair. Mine's gone. Right. So
I mean 44 years old and still got great hair.
Dude, it looks great.
I know.
Looking cute over there, Pineapple.
That's the ginger genetics.
Hey, Pineapple, you trying to turn that patch on your head upside down?
No. Okay, so there's a funny story behind that, and I can talk to you about that outside of this podcast.
Did someone think you were a swinger?
No. You want to hear it?
It's a good way to start.
I know the story. I know the story.
So I used to go by the call sign Tank because I'm big and I'm slow, and I just kind of get in everybody's way. So I was doing a Centurion event 2018 in Pritchard, Oklahoma. It was their second event at that AO. And my job was to be the interrogator. I was an 18 Foxtrot, which is the intelligence officer or intelligence NCO for an ODA team. And I just watched a Patty Mayo video of him chasing a guy down in a parking lot of a strip mall. And I was like, I fucking like that. So I go and I do this interrogation. I said, hey, look, my safe word is pineapple juice, but no one's ever made me use it. And I kind of go into this little mantra of, like, I wrote it out and I had a whole script and I memorized it and I got it down and I practiced it on my girlfriend at the time. So I knew it really well. And it just kind of stuck from there. And to this day, everybody knows me as Pineapple. And then Anthony Patton from Body Armor Event, they are a sponsor of mine, was like, hey, you gotta embrace that persona, dude. Like, that's you. You're the pineapple guy. So he bought me a little charm, a little aluminum charm, or as the Europeans say, aluminium. And I still carry that, and it's just kind of taken off, and now it's part of Whitehorse Milsim, which is me and my brand. So yeah,
Pineapple.
It's just pineapple, and coincidentally, I do live that lifestyle. Yes.
Oh, you trying to make your way over to Arkansas?
No, bro. I don't. I my door swings one way, but hers swings both.
Damn.
Nice.
But yeah, Pineapple. Just wanted to say this. We don't speak metric here. We speak the correct system here. So you don't need to say aluminium.
It's just funny to say aluminium, though.
Look it up. That's actually how you pronounce it.
It is the
if you look it up. Just saying. But I mean,
that's how the redcoats pronounce it. So I'm not going to pronounce it that way.
Well, I mean,
you're just wrong.
Well, I've been drinking for like the past 20 hours.
Oh shit!
Oh, I've been up for like 2 days straight.
Just well, 20 hours?
Let me go into let me intro you guys, and then welcome you guys, and then I'm gonna do my sponsor thing, and then we'll start this circus. It's gonna be fun. I love having large groups on, man. It's cool.
It's gonna be awesome.
All right, so shout out to the sponsor, Skirmish. You guys have heard me talk about this forever. Go to skirmish.net to check out more info. You can see live games going on. You know, it's the overview of the map with the hot spots of objectives being taken over and that kind of thing. So it is in my opinion, it's the best data tracking system for Airsoft. It's the easiest to use. You got to be smart to use it. If you're going to set it up at your event, you got to know what you're doing a little bit, okay? Or at least have Brandon help you set it up. I think it's kind of ahead of its time, to be honest, because there's so much you can do with it. So I'm looking forward to what's going on with it this year. But and then another new sponsor is Jackal Tactical, jacktac.com. If you go there, you can check it out. They're up in PA, and they do. They have a couple stores, a field, and other World Milsim that they promote or host events out of. So appreciate the sponsors, and yeah. And then I've got my guests on today is Whitehorse Milsim team out of Michigan. Shout out Michigan, iconic state for a lot of reasons. And I've had how many? 2, 4, 6. We have 6 guests on from that team. I've had 4 of them on individually. You can go look those up. I had Doc on, Minty, Rambo, and Pineapple down here at the bottom. The new one is Power. So welcome, everybody. Appreciate you guys being on. And Barker, sorry.
I was about to say, damn, I guess
I know you guys
just
shut
head
out,
out
bro.
here.
It's your cat ears, okay? I got distracted.
They're too glorious.
I wouldn't call them that, but sure, we'll go with it.
I am the hottest e-girl, okay?
No, I saw a big titty goth girl at Kroger the other day.
I got pretty big bahonkers.
I think
Pretty
I know
good
what we're calling
gadonkers.
Barker. I think I just figured out Barker's call sign.
Goth girl
Mm-hmm.
or big titty goth.
Bonkers.
Yeah,
One
so
of
let's
them.
go.
Actually,
so, Rambo, you're that's your call sign. Brad, yours is Pineapple.
Yep.
Minty, you have your call sign on the screen there. Doc, you have yours on the screen.
Oh, I can put
So
my call
Barker
sign
and
on.
Power, do you got what you got?
so
What's your call signs?
mine actually has a very interesting backstory behind it. I didn't choose it myself, and I'd rather it not. It's an amazing call sign with an amazing story, but I don't feel like I quite have earned it. Pretty much during a Red Dawn event put on by Mere Tactical in Crete, Illinois.
Oh.
I went there in full World War II 101st paratrooper kit, but my buddy's gun broke down. So I was there as like full 101st
Curry,
medic
baby.
kit. My buddy's gun broke down. So I handed him my Thompson. Then my other buddy's gun broke down, so I handed him my 1911. So I was just running around, no weapon, just a big ass bag full of bandages. Just pulling people back into the game the entire time, sprinting from one end of the battlefield to the other, just getting up. I think I probably pulled up like something around 200, maybe 250 people that day. And a lot of the team attributed the us winning the event to me because I was the only medic for like it was like a team of 100 people, if not larger. And yeah, they started calling me Hacksaw based off of Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah, right.
Like I
Devin
said,
Doss.
I don't feel like I've earned that because he genuinely was a hero.
Yeah.
And
No, but still, I mean, that's what you were doing. And
yeah, no, that's super. You know what? I think you do deserve it. You did all that. That's badass. That's a far cooler story than I took mine from a strip mall video. I mean, I named myself sort of, but
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, no, that's badass, man. Kudos to you, bro.
Yeah.
The way you were describing that game sounds like every time I played Battlefield 4 when it came out, I was just the medic dude because I sucked at shooting. Okay.
Well, I'm a really good shot. So like my role on the team is fill. I can fulfill any role. I have the gear and equipment to fulfill any role, and as well as a skill set. But just no one ever fucking plays medics at events,
right?
Which I don't know why. I think they're fucking fun. I think it's fun to play as a medic.
Yeah. You're always busy.
Yeah.
Because all those dumbasses are running out, getting shot all the time.
Oh, 100%.
They don't know how to take cover.
So, like, I primarily play as medic.
Stay there.
Oh yeah, they just kind of. Is that a big open field lined with enemy machine guns? Let me sprint head forward into that.
No, look, bro. When the Milsims I've been to, these guys, 700 people at Stonebreaker, they get out. Everyone's hyped up. Okay, they're all nervous. They're all like good nervous energy, right? They're ready to go.
Oh yeah.
And they're amped up, and then they've been drinking. Oh, they drank their energy drink that morning. Okay, they're ready to freaking. They took a big shit. Okay, so they feel great. They got all this freaking gear on, and then they say go. The whistle blows with a horn or whatever, and they sprint. Right, everyone starts sprinting, and these dudes are fat. My two sons, they're big as hell. Okay, out of shape. They start sprinting. They go about, less than a football field, and they're like, "Holy shit!"
Or they drink 4.
They're like, okay, I'm gonna run out and get shot,
minutes.
so I can just lay here for a second, okay?
Well, so like the thing is, when it comes to larger milsims, the start, like the beginning push, is probably the most meaningful. Like the first push of the day, because if you can control certain points on the map, you can pretty much hold the entire map. For Sheboygan, for example, if you control the roof on Sheboygan, there is one way up. So it's one hell of a bottleneck. I've during some Sheboygan events, the people have blacked out because of the sheer amount of grenade smoke at that one staircase leading up to because it's just constant grenades getting dropped down the staircase by the people controlling the roof, or getting getting thrown up there by people at the bottom of that staircase.
So not to change the subject, you're Hacksaw. Power, is that your nickname, or is that your call sign?
Well, it was Power. It was actually Power to the Moon, just because I couldn't find a name to type in because everything was taken online. So I just was like, okay, what would nobody choose? But eventually Bradley came up with this Jonely Bonely, because we were sitting in the car and they were trying to pronounce my name, and I told them, well, if you can't say that, just say J and P, like in P for people. But he heard J and B, so just J and B. And then he showed me this comedian that somebody wrote. He can tell you the whole story. They wrote it down: J only and B only, and then Jonely Bonely, if that makes sense.
And that's
that's funny.
Okay,
that's one of our Thunderdome stories.
When you get a moment, look up a guy. His name is Henry Cho, right? And he's an adopted kid from Korea. He's been around a real long time. And he talks about his buddy that he grew up with, and his parents named him JB, right? And JB doesn't stand for nothing. He goes in his whole shtick. And when it came time to go get his driver's license, he put down J only, B only, Stewart. So the lady, when he took his test and he passed, it said J only, B only, Stewart. So Jonely Bonely Stewart. And that's how he got that's how he's called Jonely Bonely. There's the rudest shit, dude, lady. That was good. That was a lot of fun.
That's a fun story.
Wait. All these stories that you are going to hear about the Thunderdome, they have one common theme. They involve me. Purposely or accidentally. They all involve me.
Yeah, so I wasn't at Thunderdome. I can give you countless stories, just none of them will be from there.
But no, we got all kinds of stories, but we're just the last event we were at was Thunderdome 4, which there is a Thunderdome 5 in August, which I'm planning on attending, and hopefully the rest of the team is too. But the most recent shenanigans, somehow I am at the epicenter of all of it, either intentionally or unintentionally.
Is that a Lion Claws event?
Yes.
Okay, I'm looking at your guys' Instagram, so I see the post here. Yeah.
Actually, Minty, do you know if Norbert's gonna be going there? Because I might try to fly back home to Illinois and drive up with him for that if I'm able to take leave.
For which event?
Thunderdome 5.
I don't know.
I'll have to get with him on that.
We haven't had a meeting regarding that one yet. So.
Yeah, so like I was invited to the team by a friend of mine that I've known for a while, been playing with for a while. He's not here right now with us. He is currently driving home. He might join later. Did he say if he was or not?
No. What's here right now is who's going to be in the podcast.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he won't be joining us tonight, but I actually haven't played with a lot of these guys, and I'm really excited to once I'm finally able to. If Mir can like maybe get an event done down here, or I'm also trying to get in contact with veterans for Airsoft. Maybe see if they can get something down here because I feel like there's a huge untapped Airsoft market in Arkansas, considering there are two major military installations.
Is that you with the feedback?
Yeah,
I'm trying
you
to
might
figure
want
out
to
who's
switch mics.
Me?
Yeah.
It's kind of staticky.
It's doing
Like
that
it's a
thing I was
connection
telling you
thing or
about
something,
earlier.
maybe?
Yep.
I mean, I'm even the reason why Doc chews again.
Oh
my
my
God.
god.
How is
So
it
what
now?
you're saying is bad influence,
Is it better
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, definitely. Nope.
Okay.
There it is.
Nope, it's coming back.
Son of a bitch. All right. Well,
Unplug it and plug it back in. See what happens.
I just did. Let me
This
swap
Rambo
over.
with his background.
All right, how's this?
That's
better.
now.
Better for now, yeah.
All right,
Right,
yeah,
back-
sorry, it's
back
just
to,
this is
sounded
a lower
different.
quality mic. Well, yeah, it's because I swapped over to this mic rather than I was going off of this mic.
Oh no, dude! Always use the headset mic. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Well, this one hasn't really been giving me any trouble. So
What's your
Oh,
MOS
really?
in the Army? You're in the Army, right?
I'm in the Air Force. I'm 2 Alpha 531 Bravo.
Good.
C130J crew chief.
Okay.
Air Force explains the cat ears pineapple.
Oh, yeah.
Hey now.
What, Minty, where's yours?
Don't be
Hey
dissing
now,
the cat
hey
ears.
Oh, wait. He gets those after he officially joins.
What's that?
The cat
Yes, sir.
ears.
No.
I actually, hold on, if I move my waifu cup, I have a set of custom built PewDiePie cat
there's
ears.
my set. There's my set right there. See?
We're gonna, you know what? We should all chip in and get Minty a set of cat ear headphones.
God.
They're actually not that expensive. He could probably afford them. They're like maybe $100.
He's
I
a
could probably
college.
afford them. I'm in college, sir.
And I'm E3.
He can
Can't
afford
afford to walk
Officer.
out the
ramen
door
noodles,
without
okay?
losing like $20.
There we go.
I mean, okay, so going back to the last event, Thunderdome had a lot of ups and downs for the team as a whole.
Was that your guys' last big event?
Yep, that was our last
Okay.
big. And actually, it was also our first event
For the season, yeah.
for the season, and for most of us, with the exception of me, Rambo, Doc, and Minty, getting together. We got 2 new members out of that event that were local. There are Carolina affiliates there.
Oh.
But we did have. I mean, it was a lot of fun I know Minty had a lot of fun, and I did. What little I got to play, I did get dehydrated.
A little bit of fun there.
A little bit of fun. I did get first time playing Milsim, first time ever really getting dehydrated that I had to go to the hospital. Minty.
Damn.
Yeah, that was on day 1 on Saturday. Like I played the Friday night game for a little bit, and then Saturday, I started having chest pains and palpitations, and I was like, this ain't right. So I was like, I'll just go sit down and just pump water, right? I knew I might have been a little dehydrated. I was like, I'll go upstairs, pump some water, because we were in a basement. It's super hot. A little, like 3 liters worth of what I was going to pump through my system. But I got disoriented and a little confused. I got confused, and I was like, okay, this is more than just I'm a little thirsty and I didn't drink enough. So I went upstairs. I quietly found a medic because I wasn't going to interrupt the gameplay because I'm not that dude, you know? And so I was able to walk out on my own power. I grabbed a ref and I said, look, I just got disoriented and I'm not feeling that great and I'm having chest pains. Can you get me to a medic? Yeah. So he walked me off to the medic. An hour later, Minty and Corey, who's our newest member, showed up and stayed with me while everybody else played. And so I think that if you're able to do that sort of thing low key, so you don't interrupt the gameplay of others, you should. Obviously, if you're playing and you fall out, that's a different story. But
Sure.
if you're able to carry yourself off the field quietly and not interrupt 200 to 300 people, by all means, I suggest doing that, and that's what I did.
Yes, but pineapple, that was a little. To be honest, that was a little bit too low key, because I went up to like I got shot, so went back to respawn, and I remember you were sitting on the chair, and you said I just don't feel too good, and you're like, I'm just gonna go to the medics, let them check me out. I was like, okay, shot, man, okay, go. I didn't even, I thought it was just you maybe dehydrated, like you said, but I mean, nothing bad. And you actually walked there. If you told me, I would have helped you. So maybe from now on, pineapple juice. Yeah. So I know. So I know this is serious. Nobody else in the game will know. We will know.
Come on.
All right. I won't be. But see, that's and Rambo and Doc and E-Rock know. From our training, being in the military, we try not to disturb the group as a whole. And if we can go out on our own power, we will do it quickly and quietly so that the mission continues on.
Yeah.
And the mission was to allow people to have their own experience at the mall and not stop because one dude didn't drink enough water and was a dipshit about it. So
hey, at least you own it, man.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. And this is a big issue, though. This is, or not a big issue, but it's a common issue at Milsims.
It is a
really
very big issue.
Well, I actually have a story that is. Oh,
does anyone on here track their water? Maybe you don't write it down, but you kind of know in your head, like every day, how much you drink. So I use this thing. I don't even know what it's called, to be honest. I got off a Nalgene, I think.
Yeah, water bottle.
So I've used this. This is 48 ounces. It's got a filter in it. You can swap filters. Filters like, I forget how many gallons of water, but it filters everything, including fluoride, which is what I was trying to do, especially after my illness, and because I was trying to eliminate different variables of what I was putting in my body. So to try to figure out whatever went wrong. But so anyway, I drank 1 to 2 of these a day. Like during the winter, I drink 1. I should drink 2, or close to 2. But I drank 2 of these in the summer every day. And it even has a thing on here like a time stamps. So
that's
like
super
this,
cool.
yeah. So either side, 8 a.m. you should be down to here, 10, right, or 9, 10, whatever, all the way down to 6 p.m. from 8 to 6, and then of course your ounces and that kind of thing. So I know because I've been using that kind of thing for so long. If you ask me how many of those, how much water did you drink Tuesday of this week? I'm like, oh, I know I didn't drink 2, so it's definitely 1. So about 48 ounces, whatever. But that's a constant. I've been doing that since I got out of the military. I always knew water intake was a big thing. Now, I didn't always drink the amount of water I'm supposed to drink, but I could tell you how much I drank yesterday. I drank 1 bottle of water and 24 beers. So, okay, I'm dehydrated.
Right. Well, speaking of that reminds me, I got to get a beer.
So what happened with me is that I drank what I normally prep for airsoft. So I'll make sure that I'm drinking anywhere from 60 to 80 ounces a day.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
Which is which is a little bit more than I normally do.
Yeah.
But I got on the old man pill, which is the Flomax, because I'm just be honest, I got a prostate problem. I'm at that age, So one of the side effects is dehydration, and I did not account for that medication because it's new to me. So I didn't drink more to combat that side effect, and that's what happened.
So you don't necessarily need to drink more, but there's something they sell at the BX called Liquid IV.
Yep.
It's fucking phenomenal. It's a fucking game changer.
pH something or whatever, like
I found
alkaline.
Yeah, the black bottle of Smart body armor. Yeah. I found Liquid IV out in Las Vegas. There's actually clinics out there. When I went to SHOT Show, they have clinics you can come in, and for a fee they'll even bring it to you. But they had a booth up there, and I was doing a lot of walking in that time frame, so I was consuming a lot of water. And the rep was like, "Hey, just pop one of these in. Here's for the next couple of days," and that shit's fucking awesome. It doesn't taste great.
Oh no!
It works.
I really like. I think it's the pomegranate flavor, and that stuff tastes amazing.
Of course it does. You got rabbit ears on, bro. Come on.
But yeah, like I was saying earlier, I actually have a story very contrary to what Pineapple said, and we were talking a bit in the Discord before this. Who here worked for Mir before? Was that Rambo? Yeah, it was Rambo. So you might remember this from I think it was like a couple Sheboygans ago. So my team was winning really hard. I can't remember if I was on green or tan, but my team was winning like by a lot. And someone on the other team released the property owner's guard dogs onto the field.
Whoa.
And that like put the entire game on pause. We all had to go back to our spawn points and just clear the entire AO. While like the refs and staff got the dogs back into where they were supposed to be.
That's great.
And by the
what
time
kind
the
of dogs
game
were they?
I don't remember. I never actually saw them. But I know when the game restarted, there were more than a couple people on the other team that didn't go back to their respawn. And they immediately captured the roof the second the game restarted. And that just completely turned the tide of the event, and I think they ended up winning that one because of that. But like, just to kind of give some contrast to what Pineapple being a good player, you do get those bad apples sometimes that just try to ruin it for everyone else.
Yeah. I mean, that's anything, really.
Do you remember that, Rambo?
I wasn't an ambassador at that time. I was only an ambassador for a few months with Nick.
All right. Was it the Nick that's a ref at Black Ops?
No, Nick. It was Nick Armadas, I believe his last name. He's down in Florida now.
Okay.
Event coordinator.
I know Jonathan. I also haven't played in like a year and a half.
Are you really wearing a Pua shirt?
What?
Are you wearing a Pua shirt?
No.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, you are. You're wearing You're wearing a pink unicorn shirt, sir.
Oh yeah, I just noticed that. Okay.
I had the first black shirt I see in the closet. Okay.
You know what?
Oh,
not all black shirts look the same. Not all black
even
shirts.
the white shirt. You skip the Whitehorse shirt that's also a black shirt.
That shirt profile.
No. I'm waiting for the tan 499 Whitehorse.
We're getting there. I think I finally found the shirt.
Okay, well, once you do, I'll buy one.
In my closet.
I'm testing it out right now with my OCPs to see how they feel before I start getting processed for that.
Get fucking
you got the patches too, yeah. Okay.
I got the softies right now.
Yeah, so I had a pink unicorn on, and then I had Sergeant Major Green on, Timothy something. I think right after, like in a row.
Yeah.
And then,
you got kicked off YouTube, didn't you, for that?
So we tried to do a who was I doing a live stream with? It might have been Pink Unicorn.
Yeah, Pink Unicorn. I think
it was.
Yeah.
I was doing a live stream. So that was the first one that we got shut down. That's right, because he picked up those double pistols or whatever, and
I got mine. That's right. I got.
Now see here, that's why I love recording these, because we can do whatever, you can show whatever, you don't have to worry about that stuff.
And you can just edit it out in post.
So I don't edit it out. I don't edit these. Yeah. The only thing I'll edit out of these podcasts are technical problems. Like if it was just me and somebody else, and maybe they had an issue, their internet went out or got really laggy, I'll cut those. If they, oh, hey, wait, I'm going to go grab something, right? And then they're gone for 30 seconds, I cut that out. But I don't edit out content. So what happens is, as long as you upload something, right, it shows guns or anything like that, the live stream, and this goes for any platform, it's not just a censoring thing. It's obvious. Well, I guess it is, but they don't want to show somebody, shoot themselves on the live stream. So, and there's a lag on the live stream for them to, whatever their system does that sees it. But if you're waving guns around, especially close to your face like this, it'll shut it off. So this way, when I record these, then I upload it. When you upload something, it just, because it's not live and it's not going live until they approve it, then it scans and they see, okay, it's whatever. So you can do whatever you want like that. And I mean, we've had, people pointing at the camera and wherever, it's just messing around or something, and it's fine. So, but yeah, the live stream is.
So I can show you my new paint job on my new
You can
Titman.
show everything.
Ooh. All right, so I can't show y'all because it's in my car right now.
Guns, okay?
Yeah,
I want to see your prostate.
They are replica.
Brand new paint job I just did yesterday.
You're moving it way too.
Yeah, move it really slow because it does lag a little. The video.
Got that motion blur on there.
Yeah, it's like motion blur. It looks good, man.
So what I did was I base painted it tan.
Yeah.
And then while it was tacky, like it was partly dry. Oh man, now I'm gonna get stuck here.
Throw it.
There you go. So while I waited, because it's a flat, you can go to Walmart and get the flat cans, the matte finish. So I took the matte tan, sprayed a coat, let that dry completely, sprayed a second coat, let that get tacky, and then I took my brown. It's almost a black almost, so it's a darker brown. And I just sprayed that here and there, and then I just rubbed it and just kind of made swirl marks, let it dry, flipped it over, did the same thing. So now it looks like it's been out in combat forever. It's got that battle worn look, and I paint all my guns, but
that's pretty cool.
So yeah, I can't show y'all, but I actually just got for my new kit specifically for the team. I got the Bolt BRSS Mark 18 and a SIG M17. And the cool thing about the Bolt BRSS system is the buffer tube actually functions as a buffer tube. So it has like a little weight in there that's driven by a piston and a spring to simulate recoil.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'd say it has about as much recoil as a real steel ARP9.
What?
All right, little squirrel moment here. Is that an Imperial Star Destroyer behind you?
It's actually the
You started up his nerd.
It's the Lego SSD.
And it's Lego. Now you really started.
Oh yeah.
So my girlfriend and I, speaking of Legos, kind of get off topic here, but my girlfriend and I, awesome. we started this thing with Commander. It is really cool with Commander Cody, and it's kind of like a flat Stanley.
I also got this.
Nice.
The invisible hand, and a part just fell off of it. What? Oh, it was part of the stand.
I was just going to ask you, do you glue them when you put them together?
I do not.
I've heard of people doing that. Like Minty's dad did that. I don't get it.
Yeah. He did it when he was a kid. It was just a way, because he used to blow them up, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So my girlfriend and I started doing this thing with Commander Cody wherever, because I travel and she travels too. So if we're somewhere new, we'll take a picture of Commander Cody. Like she had a convention in California, so she took a picture of Cody at the Hibachi Grill, and then she tucked him into bed, and like it's kind of like a flat Stanley or Where's Waldo kind of thing. For us. It's kind of our thing, but
so it's like a little figurine.
Yeah, it's a minifig. You don't know Star Wars?
Oh, it's a minifig.
Yeah, Commander Cody.
Well, yeah, I know Commander Cody, but like there's been like figurine, like action figures. There's been minifigs.
No, it's a minifig.
Okay. But yeah, of course I hold on.
He's about to show.
We're about to go into the nerd realm, dude. Should I show the lightsaber? Should I show the No. Oh, what? Okay, here we go.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Just brought out all the Whitehorse nerds. That's what just happened.
Yeah, man. Rambo, what do you got? What do you,
Alexa,
do you have the Star Wars stuff?
No, I'm not into any kind of Star Wars.
How are you on this team, bro?
I don't know.
It's okay. The founders are kind of similar to each other.
That's badass.
We're busy driving Jeeps around.
Alexa, turn on R2D2.
Check, radio check.
Okay.
No,
This
that's not
dude's
even.
got his little Alexa thing programmed for Star Wars and crap.
Yeah, but that's not even the coolest part. I gotta turn your
See, the last thing I need is Dr. Evil hearing any government secrets, so I don't have an Alexa. All right, think about it. He's bald, super rich, and has a penis-shaped rocket. He is Dr. Evil.
This is a 2-foot tall First Order TIE fighter with pilots.
See, that would be cool if the new movies didn't suck.
Oh God, this big motherfucker.
I know about
So,
Star Wars.
the thing I almost tripped over during hockey night.
Yeah.
My boys talked about the new movies. They're more into Star Wars than I am, and so this is probably 3 years ago.
There you go. There's my nerd for the night.
When I wasn't really able to get out of the house yet, and so I was like, okay. I was tired of editing. I had to take breaks from editing. We were putting out like 3 videos a week, unboxing, reviews, all kind of shit. So I was nonstop editing. My computer's not that fast, so it took a lot. It was time consuming, but I would get tired of sitting here, so I'd go watch something. And I never really got into watching shows or movies, like binge watching them. So I was like, you know what? I've heard all these people talk about Star Wars, like, oh, the new ones, they ruined it, blah blah blah, especially like the last one or something. So I hadn't seen it. Well, we had the whole set. Okay. So I'm like, I saw the first 3 when I was growing up, as they came out. Well, the old ones, whatever the order they're in, I forget.
4, 5, and 6.
Yeah. So, I was like, I'm going to watch them, all of them in order. Like binge watch. It took me 2 days. It was like nonstop. And at the time I was on steroids. I was barely getting any sleep. I was hyper as fuck. And so I watched them in the correct order they're supposed to be in. And I have to tell you, man, I really enjoyed it. I couldn't criticize even the newest one. Like I was like, I understood, like, I don't know, because I watched them like that. It all made sense the way it explained everything. I don't know, but
so I've
maybe that's
so
blasphemy.
here.
I don't know.
let me kind of explain to you the gripes that a lot of the fans have had with the newer trilogy. Episode 9, I feel like it's mainly the fact that there was no really saving. It's not the fact that it was made by Disney. Disney has made some really good Star Wars movies, like Rogue One. That's pretty much their only good Star Wars movie. But Rogue One, I liked Rogue One. Rogue One was good. But so the woman playing Princess Leia, she actually passed away.
Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, I don't know if he knew who Carrie Fisher was, though, like by name.
Okay, yeah, I do, yeah.
There's the two. Him and I are older than everybody here. We know who Carrie Fisher is.
Yeah. I'm 53, man. I'm old as shit.
Did she die?
Yeah.
When?
And so her last movie was Star Wars Episode 9, and because Rian Johnson had fucked up Star Wars Episode 8 so bad, I feel like the trilogy was pretty much unsavable at that point.
They did the Christmas special, and that was worse. No. I think that was better than Episode 8 and 9.
Yeah, definitely. Well, the thing is, I think the reason why Episode 9 was so bad, also, sorry, my camera's kind of being fucky. Zoom's not responding for me anymore.
That's fine.
But
your audio's good, so we're good.
Yeah. But like, I feel like the reason why Episode 9 was so bad is well, there's a lot of reasons, but one of the main ones is that Rian Johnson fucked up Episode 8 so bad that they just tried to salvage what they could from that, and you can't really bounce 100% back. Like, Episode 9 was better than Episode 8. I think we can agree on that one.
But they are gonna. Well, so now they did the 9, and they're doing the series. They are gonna bounce back because it's just been announced that, well, I don't know if it's been announced, but George Lucas is now the majority shareholder of Disney.
That is fucking hilarious. That's awesome. So hopefully we see Kathleen Kennedy getting ousted from Lucasfilms, because I feel like that would also solve a lot of the issues.
And they are doing 3 prequels prior to episode 1, and then they're going to do 3 futuristic, kind of in the timeline, but a little further ahead. So if anybody has Disney Plus and you guys want to, and that's what I started doing recently, is Disney Plus. If you click on their Star Wars icon, you can scroll down a little bit and you can go Star Wars in order, and it'll play every single one, all the movies, the cartoons, the spin-offs, all the shows,
except for the 2003 through 2005 miniseries.
No,
because that's technically that's there too. Because I thought that was considered non-canon technically.
It's every Star Wars, even the Star Wars Droids TV show from the mid '80s is in that timeline.
Huh.
That's wild.
But another thing, like the main reason why Episode 5 was so bad is that completely ruined the character of Luke Skywalker. Because like the man that would go from no lengths to save his father, who was by all means unsavable. Like Luke Skywalker stopped at no end to save Darth Vader and bring him back to the light. And like Darth Vader was 100% unsavable, and yet he did it. But he sees his nephew have a little bit of doubt and immediately goes.
Did we lose? Hello?
Immediately goes, and then he got cut off.
Immediately disappears.
So, all right, back
Did
to
he plan that?
I don't know.
I think that's the Star Wars gods, bro. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Well, since before we went down that large rabbit
They
hole,
said he's talking blasphemy. What?
there was a large rabbit hole there, but we were talking about Operation TD4 and some of the moments leading up to TD4 that included Brad. So I'd like to talk about one specifically that he mentioned already, but specifically a Circle K employee. If she ends up watching this, shout out, I guess, because now we joke about it a lot.
Okay, Circle K, where at? Do you want to shout it out?
Or
do you want to keep it
anonymous?
It's somewhere in North Carolina.
Somewhere in North Carolina. We don't actually know.
The Circle K
Doc's involved in this
North
too.
Carolina that
Doc is involved in this.
Whitehorse Milsim group.
Okay.
Shout out to you.
So it's probably not a good thing, but
okay.
But it's funny.
We joke about it because we find it hilarious.
Well, it's not. Yeah, it's not terrible, but it's just funny.
Yeah. So to preface it, he didn't mean to do it, but it happened. He was getting some ice for a drink that he had, or he had ice in a cup for the drink he had, and when he was paying for it, it spilled. The ice went all over the counter, and when he went to go sweep it back in, ice cubes hit the floor. And the Circle K employee on the other side, she must have been having a bad day or something because
she got petty. She
immediately got petty. Me and Doc are behind him in line, like just waiting, and she immediately goes, "Really, dude? That's rude as shit." And me and Doc, when we heard that, both like just died. The conversation ended, and then we're just like staring at this, and I'm looking at Brad, and like I see the ice cubes on the floor. And I'm like, what just happened?
He's like picking them under the desk.
Yeah, and I'm like, maybe he'll pick those ice cubes up, and then I see him like kicking them, and I'm like, oh god, no.
So what she, on top of all this, she's like,
I mean, did she think he swept him on the floor on purpose?
Yeah.
So
she took the wet floor sign, the caution wet floor sign, put it within a foot of me, and then another one of our teammates walks in.
No, it wasn't even a teammate. It was just some random dude.
Oh, so random guy walks in, and she's like, "You need to be careful, sir. The floor is wet. He spilled ice all over. It was 2 ice chips, dude.
Yeah.
2 fucking ice chips.
Yeah, little 2 ice cubes. So like the whole time this is happening, me and Doc are just having awkward small talk, trying to avoid all this.
Ask him about the zipper pockets on his parka.
So that's when I decided to sweep the 2 remaining chips under the table. And it's just like, I didn't mean to do it. And she was like, well, it helps if you have the cup there. And I'm like, I did. She's like, whatever, lady. I'm out of here.
After he left, that pettiness just carried on to everybody in line afterward, and I was next up. And I'm just getting like, I don't even remember what I grabbed because that whole situation just made me forget that.
No, you know what you grabbed? You grabbed some gummy Starburst Skittles.
Yeah, so I'm getting those, and I'm just getting the same sass that he got when he was up there. And I'm like, dude, I want to get out of here so bad right now. The tension is so high.
When was this? Was this the first stop?
This was like right before we got to the hotel.
Third or fourth.
Like, you came in like right after all the tension died.
Yeah, right the last fill up before we got to the hotel. So it was probably about 100 miles or something like that outside of Durham, North Carolina, and
that's funny.
Yeah, but that was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I will be salty too at that
super
time.
early in the morning.
Well, we lost
and then the waitress at the waitress at the restaurant was like, "Oh, that was good."
Oh yeah, there was a lot of.
And I told you all the shenanigans that happens, for the most part, 90% of them involve me directly or indirectly or on purpose or not. Like,
oh yeah.
Somehow I was involved in all the fucking shenanigans.
You're a attention whore.
Yeah, he was. He really was.
I'm a ginger. What did you expect?
You're not ginger.
I am as ginger as the day is long, sir.
You look blonde.
Yeah, you look South African.
We're gonna go there now.
Go eat your Vegemite.
Well, speaking of that power, how did you just give us a brief history real quick, how you ended up on the team? Because I haven't done a podcast with you personally. So how did you go from South Africa to Michigan? And then how did you get into Airsoft? And then how did you find this group of crazy dudes?
Very, very long story, like a very long story, because it's immigration and all that type of shit. So it's not easy.
We brought him over in a container.
He was very expensive, like very, very expensive.
Container with a bucket, 55-gallon bucket.
Yeah, he was expensive as hell.
I traded a couple cows. Right?
I had to give up some personal stuff.
I had to trade a couple cows, which was not okay.
Yeah, well, you have to do that for South Africa. You have to trade some cows for people.
Exactly.
I still haven't seen my daughter yet. Had to give up a kid.
So what they're talking about is you have to, certain cultures in South Africa, you have to pay the father to marry the wife, basically. But it's not like you're not buying the wife, like you're not buying the daughter. But it's more like proving you can look after the daughter, by showing what you have. And if you can afford a certain amount of cattle or whatever they decide on, because you need to negotiate. Yeah, that's what. Sorry, I'm getting derailed here.
No,
that's what they're talking about.
That's interesting. That culture, like different cultures.
Well, we used to do that here too back in the old days. It's called a dowry. Yeah, back in the early 1800s, you would go to a woman that you loved, and you would ask her father, and then your family and her family would get together. Okay, we're gonna set so much money aside. It's called a dowry.
Yep.
We're gonna set so much money aside for her, and we're gonna put in 10 grand, and you need to put in the same amount. If you can't marry my daughter.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be honest. I did not know.
I don't think we've done
it's
that.
Like a worldly thing, I don't know if it's.
It's not commonly practiced in the United States anymore.
No.
Unless you're like upper echelon where you're merging of powers. But yeah, they used to do that shit all the time.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So how many heads of cattle did you have to give for your wife?
Well, she's American, so I was good. Good to keep my cattle.
So did you meet her in South Africa?
Yeah, she was an exchange student.
Okay.
So met there, she went back, came back, and then back and forth. 9 months long distance, which sucked. But anyway, so long story short, after all the immigration crap and all that stories, got to Michigan, and then I was looking for a hobby, and I needed to get out, needed to meet some people, I just needed to also make friends and stuff. Yeah. And then I saw this post up like this fighting off on Airsoft. I don't know what battle it was, but the guy was riding in a chopper with a LMG shooting BBs at people on the bottom,
Probably
in a
Alphonse,
chopper. I mean, that was insane. I was like, how can you afford it? But anyway, that was pretty cool. So I was like, you know what, that looks fun. Like let me look into Airsoft. And then I saw Whitehorse on Facebook. Because Facebook, they follow everything you do. So all of a sudden, everything is Airsoft because I watched one video of Airsoft. And then I contact Minty. And, he helped me through the whole process. He told me what stuff I need. They very organized, sent me the lists of everything. And literally, I think if it was the right season, maybe a week, I could have been able to join the team with my things, I just had to wait for my gear. But yeah, that's basically how I met them. Just wanted to meet a couple of people.
You found Airsoft randomly because you were looking just for something to do. And then you found these guys randomly.
Yeah. And
Man,
what?
Thanks
It's
Internet,
really
for real.
It's amazing because it's exercise. It's exercise. You run around. We already talked about water. You have to drink a lot of water because you're sweating out.
Right.
And these guys are a great group of people. So we had a lot of fun and laughs, and that's exactly what I was looking for. So yeah.
You heard about the drinking the water, Pineapple, right? You have to drink that.
No, you know what though? I mean, when you were talking about that, and you said about this medication, like there is, I used to, I was the same mentality. I'm just going to drink more water, right? But I was just pissing all day, and it was perfectly clear. Yeah. And I still felt dehydrated. Like my mouth felt dry. And over the last few years, I've started learning about just a little about the like pH balance and alkaline water and this kind of thing that actually hydrates you better, or like that liquid IV somebody was talking about. There's you don't always have to just drink more water. It's a combination of things. So
right, yeah. and I tend to get that body armor. I think it's body armor
stuff. Yeah, I know what you're talking
about. It's a black label, but it's got the high pH count, it's alkaline water. So I drink that for 2 weeks prior to Airsoft games. That's all I drink when it comes to water. And I don't drink sodas, and I don't drink sports drinks really. I mean, my other, I guess, would be tea. I drink a lot of sweet tea, but I kind of cut back on that.
You fit in down here, bro. Shoot, in the south.
Oh well, yeah. It was.
Probably got some sweet tea in there. Right
no, actually,
Pedialyte. They drink gallons of that shit down
shameless here. Plug here. I got vitamin water, which is
not even the triple X though.
Pedialyte is also really fucking good.
He's shaking his head at you, bro. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
not even the triple X, man.
It's not the triple. They didn't have it. All they had was a dragon fruit.
Is this shit still not working?
At least you picked the second better one.
Wait, can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. Okay, all right, just making sure because it still says not responding. I cannot wrap my head around why Zoom is being like this.
And then we stopped at GameStop at the event too. God. And I picked up.
So why'd you go to GameStop while you're going to an event?
Because it's
Brett. Give him one guess. Yeah, there we go.
he made all of us stop for this.
The Funko Pops.
Yes, yes. He literally made all of us stop for this.
It was
Let's show him off. Who's got one? Come on.
Oh, okay. So I got this is my two. This is Zuck.
This is Phoenix.
Okay. All right. Gears of War.
Back in your hole. Okay.
And then this is one of the bounty hunters. And then nice. I got two more. I got Darth Tyrannus, and I got another bounty hunter. And GameStop right now, they have a clearance aisle, and it was buy one get one free. So I stopped and picked up two. I paid like $13 when they're normally like $13 a piece.
Mind you, while he's doing this, our whole convoy is sitting outside of GameStop waiting to go back to the event.
But he didn't even park the car. He literally just parked right in front of GameStop, jumped out while the car's running, leaving us there. He didn't even tell us he was going to GameStop. It was just so random. I'm like, where's he going now?
Oh,
none of us knew. We all thought we were about to go, and then suddenly the truck stops, and we got all of our cars behind us. We're all just sitting here. And this whole time we were like, the whole time we were going down, we were using the. I'm gonna shamelessly plug it, but the app Zello. We were using it for comms like the whole way down there, and all it is just like a push to talk app on your phone.
Zello?
And yeah, and you can use it like literally anywhere. It's really great. You can.
Do you use it while you're playing?
No, we don't. It is possible to use it while you're playing, but I feel like it might be a little more complicated than just having like an actual PTT setup.
Oh, okay. But, so you use it like while you're driving.
Yeah, we were using it while we were driving. So like anybody who had a passenger except for Joe only drove himself, so he had to do it
because he's independent.
He's Mr. Independent.
He's a strong, independent woman.
There we go. I had to row myself all the way from South Africa here alone.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
what was the cell phones years ago that had the were they the Motorola's, the flip phones?
Sprint, the Sprint.
They actually had it built in.
Yeah,
Nokia as well.
On the side.
Oh, that's awesome.
Those things were great, dude.
Yeah, and like PTT systems are so cheap now. Like you can get a Baofeng URV5, I believe, is UVR5.
UV5R.
UV5R, that's it. But yeah, you can get like a Baofeng UV5R for like $20 with a cheap headset for like $15 and a cheap push to talk cord for like $10. So it's like having an actual proper comm setup. It's super accessible, and if like you're going deep into Milsim, I'd highly recommend it. Like, of course, I recently upgraded my. So I used to run Baofeng UV5R with a $10 push to talk cord and a cheap headset.
Yeah.
But I have a set of real Peltors issued to me by good old Uncle Sam.
What are they called?
Peltors. It's like the combat headsets you see all the special forces guys wear.
Hey, look, some of us ain't got that government money, pal.
Maybe you should sell your soul.
I already did.
I'm looking this up as
I got a
Contact
5s.
I don't know. Okay.
Peltor Contact 5s.
Okay.
And I also have a. It's like the USR6, I think. It's another Baofeng, but it's like the big green motherfucker that looks like an actual military radio. So I got that on my rig too now, with an extended antenna, so I can get about, I'd want to say like 10 miles of range on it.
Damn, that's good.
Oh yeah. And I got like a $30 PTT cord to connect the radio to the headset. I also have the headset mounted to my helmet.
Yeah.
Will it work? Will it work like in the basement?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like really? Because that was the problem we had at Thunderdome.
I was going to say that's a big issue with some of these Milsims, like Barnwell at GTI.
That whole area.
You go into that
but see,
bottom, the place that's supposed to be haunted, with the pipes and stuff down there. I mean, that is concrete plus you're underground. Like, I don't know.
Where's this?
GTI.
You'd be surprised.
It's in Barnwell, South Carolina. I'm sure a handful of these guys have been to some.
I have not been to
events.
The GTI yet. But Centurion's doing one in May. But just to kind of get back to the basement issue, like so with Thunderdome 4 and being a huge mall, I mean you have I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of square foot there. You are literally in the basement. Like there's no so there's only a couple ways in, a couple ways out, and it's pitch black in there, and it was a lot of fun. So when I did 3, which was in October, it was the first time I'd done the mall event, but these guys experienced that, and like it's literally it's small group tactics. It's fighting hallway to hallway, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, there is a 5 coming. We were supposed to have drone coverage for that, but with me getting dropped out for that first day, I wasn't able to get my drone working. But we gained 2 new members. through veterans. Barker had mentioned Veterans for Airsoft earlier. I think it was.
Yeah.
So I brought in my buddy Corey Gibson, who is an Army vet, and his son Isaiah, who just turned 17. And when you look at Isaiah, he looks 35.
Really?
Yeah, he's 6
Sounds
foot.
like he'll fit right in.
So,
No. So Corey, let me tell you these motherfuckers. Corey is 6'3".
Okay.
His son is 6'4". His wife is 6'2". His oldest daughter is 5'11".
Whoa.
It must be Dutch.
I don't know. He's a Gibson.
Yeah.
Scott.
Bro,
His 10-year-old, I'm 5'9". His 10-year-old is 5'8".
Jesus.
She's almost as tall as I am. So yeah.
Someone's been riding Jack's Magic Beanstalk to get
No
us.
kidding. But to get back to
bro.
I don't know.
I gotta find myself like a 6'4" woman. I'm trying to play Shadow of the Colossus in real life.
Oh God! But getting back to that, I brought Corey. I linked him up with Freddie from Veterans for Airsoft, and Freddie is a great dude. He outfitted him a complete kit, and that's what they do. They bring guys in, they get them if they need a hotel. They'll provide a lodging. They'll provide the gameplay ticket. They'll provide all the gear he needs, BBs, everything, iPro, all of it. So we linked up with Freddie on Friday. Freddie got him hooked up with what I didn't have. So they had a full kit and a spare rifle. He ended up picking up a Polar Star from me. I sold my beloved Polar Star, but I only sold it to Corey because he's my friend. And so now they're a part of our team. We got them patched in, and they rocked out. There's a video. I think it's on.
Yes, there's a video. It's on our Instagram page.
I wasn't involved in this. It's the one thing that I wasn't involved in.
He was not involved in this.
I was
not
involved.
So you were lying earlier when you
I
said
said-
you were part of
I said-
every single.
Okay.
I said
Okay.
90% of everything that happened, I was involved in.
Sure.
Is it the one in the mall with the
Yeah,
something-
yeah. Well, they're all in the mall,
WH-18
so.
being a wrecking ball?
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
So that is Corey's son, and
Oh, let me bring it up on the screen.
Yes.
Awesome.
Would you please? I
This
came
is
in
cool.
like a wrecking
All right, let me share the screen and
So-
I'll show it to you guys.
Go ahead.
As the
Benji, tell
editor-
the story.
as the editor of this video, and also in that video, we had gotten some information. I won't plug the person who gave us the information because he asked not to be plugged. But he gave us some information on the fact that the barrels that you're about to see in the video, they get torn down. He
There it is.
told us that we could knock those barrels or move those barrels down, and that if we would, he would record it. And that's exactly what he did. So that is our teammate who graciously sacrificed himself to blow up their defense with his body.
You know, and the funny thing is Isaiah's a great kid, but when he runs like a duck.
He does.
Like, no, his upper body is straight and his bottom half is waddling, and it's hilarious. He's a good kid. This was Corey and Isaiah's first real Milsim event. They did some like dad
Oh,
stuff,
that's funny.
father-son thing at Black Ops in Fayetteville there, but this is their first large-scale event, and they had a blast.
Okay.
And they're hooked, and that's what these events are for, is to get more people involved and get the future generation in. And there's also a video of doing some, you can see it there in the bottom left-hand corner there with the door. Yeah, that one right there. That's them doing some room clearing. Again, one of those 10% that I wasn't a part of. And that's Isaiah. That's a 16-year-old kid right there.
Jesus
Oh my
fuck.
god.
That kid right there is 16 years old.
He's a fucking tank.
He's
huge.
He's 17 now, and so we nicknamed him. His call sign is Sasquatch.
There you go. Makes
I
sense.
still like Wrecking Ball more, I'll be honest.
Yeah,
Wrecking
and,
Ball-
and
I like Wrecking Ball, too.
ironically, his LBV that he's wearing is from Veterans for Airsoft. But yeah, he's 6'4".
Nice.
At 17 years old, and
That's
he's a
crazy.
JRTC Air Force kid.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like the mini version of me now.
Nice.
No. He's gonna be enlisted. Enlisted are the ones that actually do work. All right.
And then if you go to the next photo, if you go to the next photo of the team photo, if you can bring that up, you can see Corey there, and you can see if you look at the door frame how tall.
Oh yeah.
This kid is. He's right there, dead center. Yeah.
Does he have to like duck when he's walking through doors?
Who's this guy? This guy's huge.
That's his dad.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
But while we're on this photo, it's actually worth talking about. You can see our flag has a bunch of writing all over it. On this
does
photo.
people sign it?
Yep. So that flag is actually the flag that's in the background of pineapples.
Yep, that's that flag right there.
Nice.
That is the original team flag for when the team first started. During this event, we decided to sign everybody who was on it, and on the side, I wrote Operation Thunderdome 4. And I think that we're going to do this as a tradition every event that we have. So we have.
I won't get every flag. We'll give a flag to somebody else.
Yeah, it'll be a new person every time. But like for the next.
So one flag for one event. That's a good idea.
Yeah. So we have, I think, like 9 more events to go in our season. Our next one's Conflicts 10 out at Blast Camp.
Yep.
I think. That's
shit! Blast Camp's in Illinois, right?
No, it's in Hobart, Indiana.
Yeah.
Oh.
But we're gonna give away another one of these kind of flags, and what we're gonna do is the same thing: sign it, and then on the side it'll have the event name on it, and it'll go to one of our team members. And then probably next season that might.
Is that Norbert and Nico holding it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So the plate carrier he's wearing.
Damn, he looks so different. Did he shave?
I donated to him. I think so. I donated that plate carrier to him and that LBV. So I also helped with my spare equipment to outfit these two guys, and they absolutely had a blast. And it was.
Is that the two guys from North Carolina that you picked up?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So I met Corey. Real quick about Corey. I met Corey playing Xbox with Division, the first Division.
Yeah.
And we became friends, and I was doing a Lions Claw event in Myrtle Beach at the old Hard Rock Water Park.
Huh.
And I stayed with him and his wife for a couple of days, and but yeah, we've been friends for almost 10 years now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, no, Corey's a great guy. He's a 10th Mountain. He's a 10th Mountain guy.
Okay.
Oh wow. So he's like badass.
Yeah, he's super badass.
Yeah.
But for the people that don't know, what is 10th Mountain?
It's the 3rd coolest division in the
It's
Army.
a Ranger division. He was a U.S. Army Ranger.
No, he's not a no. So they have Rangers there, but they're not a Ranger. They do all.
Okay. I thought 10th Mountain was all Rangers.
No, they do a lot of our mountain. They do all of our mountain training. They do all of our mountain battles, I guess, or anything that has to go into the mountain ranges or cold weather. They do a lot of the training they do all of the Army's training for. So if we're gonna go into like fucking Siberia, everyone's gonna go through 10th Mountain because it's due to the cold weather. They do all the cold weather training up there.
Also, there is one more group that is so they're the 4th most badass. There's one more group that's more badass than 10th Mountain. Jungle.
I mean,
everyone sleeps on Jungle, but they are like one of the most badass. Like that is like one of the most badass tabs you can get in the military.
Yeah,
and I say military, not army, because it's a any branch can do the jungle training. And
right, but I'm specifically talking about units, and it goes 101st, 82nd, then 10th Mountain.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. If you're just talking about units, then yeah.
Let's be honest. Everybody that's willing to put their lives on the line for their country is fucking badass. I'm sorry. Like it doesn't matter if you are reserve or wherever.
I would not call myself badass.
I mean, it doesn't matter. You're putting your life for your country. You're living for.
No, hold on. No. Minty is going into the chair force. I'm not a fucking nonner. I do actual work.
Hey, Anthony being behind a desk is actually very slim in the PA field.
Sure, I'm out there busting my ass on the line every day, turning wrenches, making sure these planes fly.
Listen,
And I'll be taking
pen
pictures of
pushers
you.
can get
You
paper
want a
cuts as
picture
well.
for it?
You know
You
how
want me
bad
to
is a
take
paper
another
cut?
picture of you?
Paper cuts do suck, boys.
It sucks,
They
man.
do.
Well,
So, I
there's
mean, it
also
happens.
Hey,
Yeah, have you ever gotten a
Howard-
safety
Howard
wire
can-
cut?
Only can tell us a story about a staple, okay? Nothing at Thunderdome. He can tell us about a staple.
I mean, look, if you
Suck,
make it
man.
into the military, and it's not as easy to get in as when I was in.
No.
No.
They didn't
No, it's
have
really hard now.
the restrictions, like they were back when I went in '89. They were still. I served with guys that were sentenced by a judge. You either go to jail or you go in the military.
Yep.
And specifically
it's not
the Marine
allowed
Corps.
anymore.
So it was like that was still going on, and so that we had. And when my daughter went in to the Air Force, she spent 4 years in the Air Force. She went in 6 years ago. Dude, I could not believe how strict they were. I was like, holy shit.
Oh yeah,
okay.
they tried to deny me at MEPS because I had bronchitis in 2019.
Yeah.
And they thought I had asthma because I was prescribed a rescue inhaler for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had to fight tooth and nail just to get past MEPS and into basic.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Yeah, they were sending us in no matter what, bro. Like, you can do 2 pull-ups before you did them right there in the recruiting office. You can do 2 pull-ups. Let's go. Let's sign that paper.
What did they say? What was so strict for your daughter? Like, what would they do? Just one example, just so I understand.
The background check, the drug screening, the tattoo, not the tattoos as much. They were actually more strict about tattoos when I was in. We weren't allowed to have them past your short sleeves.
Why?
Couldn't have any tattoos because of
regulation.
It was regulation, but it was like anti-terrorist stuff. So you didn't want identifying marks.
Okay.
If you were stationed overseas or something like that.
Yeah, that's valid.
So we were coming out, in '89, late '80s. You're coming out of. I know Vietnam was still 20 years before, or 15, something years before, but it was so you.
Well, you still had the Bay of Pigs and shit like that.
Right.
That
so
was in the
Vietnam.
60s.
You had. You had Cuba. You had even in the '80s, in '83, what was it? Beirut. You had a handful of things that
you
were.
had Grenada.
Grenada, right? There you go.
My first sergeant in basic training jumped with the 82nd in Grenada.
Yeah,
my drill sergeants were guys that came up in your time frame in the 80s and early 90s. I had a drill sergeant who jumped with, I think it was the 82nd. Yeah, 82nd in not Panama, but Desert Storm.
Yeah.
I mean, all my drill sergeants all had their CIBs,
Gotcha.
or they had their CIBs and they had SF tabs and they had Ranger. I had badass fucking dudes, but now, I mean, I feel, me personally, and this is just the grunt in me, that the military as a whole has gotten soft.
Yeah,
everything has. It's not just the military. Just our daily lives have gotten. The more convenience you have, then the softer you get.
There's a saying that tough men make for easy times, and easy times make for soft men.
And soft men make hard times. And
Easy.
hard times make tough men. And
yes, that's thank you. That's
cycle,
what it was.
Yeah.
It's cyclical.
But now we're breeding a generation, of when I was a parent, when I was a young parent, they're like, don't feed your kids eggs. Eggs are bad. And
what the fuck?
Yeah, eggs were bad because
cholesterol.
Cholesterol. Okay. And now eggs are good again. And they said, they for a while there in the mid 2000s is don't be rough. You shouldn't roughhouse with your kids because it causes unnecessary psychological trauma. Well, I can tell you that my kids can attest to this, that because I was so hard on them, and not only physically but mentally, and I kept that military mindset of, and the way I was taught how to parent was from my mom, who was not a super strict mom, but strict enough to where, if we did something wrong, and we got factory reset. You can't do this shit nowadays.
They got factory reset.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah! If I said no to my mother, I promise
Wow.
you, my mother was an equal opportunity abuser. She would use switch cords. Whatever.
Did you have to pick your own switch?
Yes, and she actually threw a cat at me one time. We talked about that on my podcast, but you can't do that with parents with children these days, because it's all about, if you touch your kid, you're an abusive parent. But I think that in especially in Airsoft and in Milsim, you see these 8, 9, 10 years old, Isaiah's at 17, you see these younger kids come in and play, and they're being shot at, and they're getting hit with BBs, and yeah, they got all the proper PPE on, but they're not whining, they're not complaining.
Yeah, they're having fun.
They're having a time of their life, and guess who's with them? Their mom or their dad. Like the one kid, is like 8 years old or whatever, 8 or 9 years old. His mother works at the mall as one of the security guards, and they hooked her up, and her and her 2 kids went in and played the entire weekend.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
fucking awesome.
Yeah, and it's just, we need to get back to growing feral children, because our lives will be. We need feral kids. We need kids to understand what it's like to drink from a water hose. We need kids to understand that when you got up, you ate breakfast, you made your bed, and you went out the fucking side, and you didn't come in until dinner time. You wanted lunch. Lunch was out. Mom would make a sandwich and put a sandwich on a plate and put it on the picnic table outside, and that's where you ate.
And like hell, even like in my experiences, I've been like, I've seen like 20-year-olds lazing about at Respawn, and I've seen like the 7 to 14-year-olds put in the most work at events, and I'd be like, I'd walk up to a little kid, hand him a grenade, hey, go run over there. Go run over there and throw this as far as you can.
These Airsoft events like that, when these parents are bringing their young teenagers and the younger generation, whatever, and getting them involved. Like you said, Pineapple, it's really good for them. It's really, I mean, obviously it gets them out of the house, all the basic stuff,
and another thing is
exercise, but they're also learning some social interaction about teamwork. Okay.
And not only that,
some
but
of those
they're
guys
also
have
learning
not
like
played
gun safety
sports on like a really good, you can play sports like when you're 8 and 10 or whatever, but if you're not on a really competitive team, like a traveling team for whatever sport that is, you're not really getting the kind of teamwork that it needs, because your coach really isn't going to push you that hard. You're still young. It's like, there's not a whole lot of competition at that age, but you get in, 12 or whatever, and these guys come out here and they really haven't played that kind of sport where they're pushed, and they go to a Milsim with their dad, and they see this kind of teamwork. They see this kind of passion. They see this kind of camaraderie and exercise. And there is something, man. Now we can all play a video game together and have a great time. It's building our friendships and camaraderie. But if we go and do something physical where we're sweating our ass off, you're in the shit, it's miserable, you got shit to talk about, but you're helping each other, it makes a difference. It really does. Because in the other end of that, when you're done, you're like
making life experiences.
You're miserable, but you love it. Like,
I got these fucking blisters because I bought new boots and I didn't break them in, and I warmed this fucking Milsim for 3 days, and like all these things. When you go through some physical trial, something uncomfortable together as a team, there's something about that really builds that camaraderie.
Right, and the thing about Airsoft is, you're 100% right about it, but the other thing is that you have 2 teams. You have a opposite sides, and when you're throwing BBs down range, those BBs don't care if that kid's white, black, Chinese, 9 foot tall, fat, skinny. It don't fucking matter. It's gonna hit its target. And for me, I know when I started playing, to just shoot dudes and be like, yeah, this is cool. Like, I felt like a 10-year-old kid again, because it's every boys, and girls are now getting involved, and I try to get my girls involved, but they it's not their thing, and that's fine. But you see a lot of women. I belong to a group. Well, I follow a group called Women for Airsoft, and it gets women not only just to be players, but just to go to airsoft games, but to be players. And I strongly encourage everybody who has a partner to bring their partner, regardless if it's a same-sex partnership or the opposite sex or whatever. Bring your partner into your hobby, because it brings you guys closer as a couple. Jenny and she goes to, because of her work schedule, she's not able to make events, but she does support me. And she does make sure that when I do go to events, I have everything I need. She plays that supporting role, and that builds our relationship stronger. And, she also likes the nerd aspect about it. And as she says, if I ever decide to do something stupid, like leave her, she's going to go to all the airsoft and get all the nerded, bearded men and just show me what I'm missing, kind of thing. But
oh shit!
Wow. Oh yeah, she's like, if you ever leave me or ever cheat on me, I'm going to every airsoft event you go to, and I'm hitting on all those nerded, bearded men with tattoos just to piss you off.
Oh shit!
Well, you heard it here. If he fucks
up. To quote every single commander in the military ever. So circling back.
Circling back.
So Rambo, what was?
Yeah, Rambo hasn't said shit all day.
I was going to bring something up for Rambo, actually.
Event.
Come on, soldier, get in here.
What do you want me to talk about?
What you been up to?
I'm always up to something. I mean, I'm going to be kind of absent from Airsoft for a while. I'm starting a second job.
Started a second job? Doing what?
Security for solar fields.
Ooh. Oh shit!
Is there a high crime rate in solar fields?
Probably to prevent vandalism.
Well, not vandalism. Probably they steal the panels because they break them down at, what is it, copper? Or there's some kind of material in them that they'll steal.
Well, yeah, there's a lot more valuable materials than copper in those solar panels. The main thing you see copper getting pulled out of is power lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for kind of breaking it up.
Rambo, you got to speak with your chest, buddy.
To circle back to what I was saying earlier, like about
because we're not going to let Rambo finish. We're not going to circle back to that.
You must dominate the conversation. Go for it.
Rambo, get in here.
Me, Rambo.
Yeah. Show your dominance.
Let my
Rambo,
team
get in
there. Actually, Rambo was kind of quiet. Okay, his character. I think he said like 2 words every movie. Okay.
Man, I keep quiet. I got my days that come. He'll get his reckoning on the field. That's all that matters. That's all he wants.
Unless he's dancing inside of his tent.
Dude, for a while,
that was me.
I mean, I'd pay for that. I'd pay for that dance.
Dude, when we did the podcast together, and I looked at your Instagram, because I always go through and try to find a picture, to use for the thumbnail. And if I can't find a decent one, I might reach out and say, "Hey, send me a picture," or whatever. But usually, I like to pick it myself because I want to pick something that kind of fits our talk or my perspective of you, right? And the one I had for Rambo was awesome, bro. It's that one he's shirtless with his cami pants on, holding the guns up like this, doing like a war cry or something. It was great, dude. Yeah,
I don't think I've seen that photo. Yo, Rambo, you trying to send that over? Yeah, you're looking pretty cute right now.
All right. Let's keep this.
He's got the beer goggles on. Look at it.
Let's circle back around to Milsim, please, for the love of God.
All right. So to piggyback off of, all right, I'm done.
No. All right, let me take over now.
Reiterate.
Somebody said earlier,
it would behoove you.
Oh no! Not
behoove. It would behoove us to get back to the airsoft.
You got circle back, you got piggyback, you got
walk the dog.
Behooves you, And what's the other one? There's another one I don't like that people overuse all the time is.
To
With
build
that being
off of,
said,
maybe? Oh, that
I'm
one.
like,
On.
Lord, oh my.
I'm sorry. I just kind of
Instead
got
of saying, but with that being said, just say the next thing you're about to say. Okay.
You know, I was always taught that you can say anything you want as long as you put the words "with all due respect."
or wait, bless his heart. Bless his heart.
No,
that's a southern thing too.
That's a southern thing. That's a well. I mean, that could go either way. That could be a fuck you.
Oh, it is.
But it also could.
It usually is.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I'm gonna make fun of this dude, and usually it's women, and they'll make fun of somebody. They're talking shit behind their back, and then bless their heart.
My mother. So I'm a foster kid. Here, real quick about that. I'm a foster kid, and my mother will hurt your feelings without ever saying one single curse word.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh God, she knows. She is a manipulator of words. And you're just like, did she just like? I don't know how to feel. Like, I think I'm insulted. And she cursed you out and never said a curse word.
Yeah, but kind of like pulling back to that sense of like childhood wonder you get when playing airsoft. Like, I've noticed that whenever, I know I brought this up earlier. How if I see like a little kid, I'll hand him a grenade, like an EG-67, and you'll just see his face light up. You do that with an adult, same fucking reaction.
Yeah.
You'll just see, hey, here's a grenade. The same thing fucking happened to me. It wasn't even like a grenade. It was a smoke grenade, and like some really just huge Estonian dude. This is when I was like 16. Handed me a fucking massive can. Said it was a smoke grenade. It said just rip the pin and then just throw it. And that fucking made my day. I fucking grabbed that shit, landed it right ahead of the door we were trying to get to. And this thing fucking smoked up. I'm still trying to find out what brand of smoke grenade he used, because this thing, it like the smoke was
old school, like real military one from like the surplus store or something.
So it looked like a wide tin can, like a girthy fucking chode of a tin can.
Yeah, it's orange. So anyway, not to dominate the conversation, but I'm going to because that's what I do. You know who
you can dominate me anytime.
Okay, let's not get weird. We haven't heard from. Plus, I don't fuck with fuck with the Air Force. Sorry, I stick to my own brand.
All right,
you know who else haven't heard from? Iraq is Doc. Doc, talk to us, brother. Come on, man, get in here.
Yeah, man. You slept next to me. I want to hear more about you.
Yeah. Let's hear more about Doc's story. Doc, how did you get into airsoft?
That was my bedroom spot.
Well, so I started airsofting when I was in high school, and I went down to a field that was about 30, 45 minutes away from where I was living at the time, called Legacy Paintball and Airsoft in Lockport, Illinois.
I know that place very well.
Yeah, and so I went a couple weekends, here and there, whatever. Try and got a bunch of my friends into it, but they weren't interested. And I didn't have a car at the time. I was in high school. And I joined the Navy. So I had only been airsofting for like 3 years or so, two and a half years before I joined the Navy. So I didn't airsoft at all when I was in the Navy, because there wasn't any fucking fields where I was at.
Where were you at?
I was in Gitmo.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Gitmo is a giant airsoft field. It's with live guns.
Shoot across the wall, man. Shoot across the wall.
Yeah. So
sounds like a Tiger Bush environment.
I got out of the Navy and I started putting together like a Vietnam War kit. And I know me and E-Rock talked about this episode 303 or so. And so I started putting that together, joined the Illinois Airsoft Discord, got involved with a Vietnam War team. Went to Mir Tactical Red Dawn March of last year. And then like some other single day events up at Black Ops, Airsoft up in Bristol, Wisconsin, and some other events here and there. And I found I was wanting to do a modern kit, a modern impression, I guess you could call it. And I found Zach had put a message out looking for people for Whitehorse Milsim, and this was in December of 2022. So I messaged him back, filled out the application, got all my shit ready, and I was largely inactive because I was on the Vietnam team, and Whitehorse was still getting stood up on his whatnot.
Getting started, yeah.
Yeah, so I ended up coming around October, November of last year, and I drove from Chicago to Lansing, Michigan, like 3.5 hours over to Zach's place for a little Friendsgiving, a little get together that we had, and so it was me and Zach and Rambo and 50 and Pineapple.
That's where you started chewing again.
Yeah, and I had this like little can of Zins, like those little like pouches.
I got a pack of Ons right now, 8 milli.
What are they now?
They're little Nicky pouches.
Yeah, so it's like a little fabric pouch filled with salt
He
nick
was in
and
the
a
middle
flavoring.
of something. Hang on there, buddy. Let him talk.
But that's what Zins are, ZYN.
Okay.
And I had like the like citrus lemony flavored ones that were like 6 milligrams. So I was putting one of those in my lip or whatever, because you park it like a dip. You park a dip.
Okay.
Or you pack a dip, and Pineapple opens his Copenhagen straight can. He's like, "Here, dip like a fucking man already."
Oh shit.
So I was like, "All right," packed a fat fucking dip in, and fucking got myself a spitter, and I've been dipping ever since.
Oh shit! Did you get lightheaded? That first big ass dip from Copenhagen, yeah.
That was the first time since the Navy that I was dipping again. So
yeah, buzzed as hell.
Yeah, I was like, holy fuck!
That shit's strong, bro.
Like fucking flying.
I've gone from Copenhagen straight to I've tried the Skull straight, which is like a little longer cut. I've done I tried the Grizzly straight, which I think my favorite of the three is Skull straight. But I mean, they're all pretty much the same fucking thing. Pineapple's probably going to disagree with me.
We'll agree to disagree.
Well, you said the episode that you and I did was 303. Yep. So I want to. It reminded me, since I had a handful of you guys on, a shout out to each of you that I've had on before. And your episode was, I'll call them out real quick. So Minty, you were number 215. Okay. You were episode number 215.
So long ago.
Pineapple.
It's been exactly like a year now.
You were number 237. Okay. Rambo, you were number 217. Oh, okay. So you were before Pineapple, right after Minty. Yeah, and Doc was, 303.
Well, that's how I found you. It was through Minty.
That's right.
Yeah. I might have shamelessly plugged the podcast multiple times.
Mm-hmm. Not gonna lie, I haven't heard of you since Minty plugged it in the Discord. Till Minty plugged it in the Discord. I figured, hey, I don't got work, might as well.
Oh, dude, I'm glad you guys all got on here, man. It's cool shit.
17, we were in a hospital room.
Huh?
Coming a little broken up there, partner.
I know what he said.
What did he
it was
say?
very Bush.
Something about a hospital room.
He was talking about his podcast when I was in the hospital with him when his baby was being born.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, actually, I think Minty too. You and I talked, Doc. What you were talking about, the Friendsgiving thing or something like that.
Yeah.
I think you were talking about that. And I thought a lot of the teams I've talked with that are tight, like Tryhards out of Florida, they don't just get together and for events. Like they're friends. They have cookouts together. They're hanging out on the weekends. Like their families are close. This whole thing that it turns into. It's not just, hey, let's meet up and play something, this hobby or whatever. It's like it's a life-changing thing. These are lifelong friends y'all are making, right?
I just had Minty over like 2.5 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, whatever it was, for hockey night.
Yep.
Came over.
Who are you guys watching?
We watched the Red Wings.
Okay.
And then we got depressed and watched the Blackhawks.
Because it was 3-1. It was no. It was.
So is everyone a Red Wings fan over here?
Blackhawks.
Oh,
So,
Blackhawks.
Oh, there's a lot.
I mean, I like the Hawks and I like the Wings, but it was like 3-1 in the first period, and we were like, "This is boring."
Yeah.
So we flipped over to the Blackhawks game. Like, this is far more exciting. We saw a fight. Dude shit a puck.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah, I was
fucking awesome game.
I was born and raised in the Chicagoland area, so I'm Chicago teams all the way, except for the Sox. Fuck the Sox.
All right, can we kick him out of here? Get him the fuck out of here.
The Cubs are way better than the Sox.
Can we mute him then?
We gotta mute him or kick him out. That's my team management.
Y'all are White Sox fans? Damn.
Hey,
no, I'm a Tigers fan.
We know how to win World Series more than once every 100 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, who has the better fans? The fans that actually stick with the team.
White Sox.
Considering I've been a Cubs fan my entire life, I'd say Cubs have way more foul weather fans.
Well, so Power, are you coming from South Africa? Are you a soccer fan? Or are you
more rugby.
American sports?
No, I like rugby.
Okay.
But now recently, my wife loves sports, and I recently got into hockey, and she got me into it last year. Is baseball. So we're actually going to like 6 or 7 games. We already bought 6 or 7 games for the baseball this year.
Shit.
Nice.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the opening game now next week.
That's my
next week. Yeah.
Detroit Tigers.
Yeah, Tigers.
Oh, okay.
So I like baseball and
cricket.
Go ahead.
Do you guys play cricket over
cricket
in,
cricket and rugby and soccer are the 3 popular sports. But the sports that we're actually good in is rugby and cricket.
Yeah.
Our soccer is terrible. It's really bad.
Oh, okay.
But it's very popular.
Yeah.
I did unlock a new thing, that women's rugby. I don't think I've seen anything sexier than women's rugby.
Okay, guys, let's be honest. No. Let's just be honest. Okay? That's one of the best things to watch those.
I love you, baby.
You obviously have not heard of LFG, the lingerie football.
I have, but
I've seen that too. Yes, yeah.
No, I gotta look it up.
Lingerie football league.
I just
they literally just play with.
Out of all the things I've said tonight, and all the things we've talked about, she heard women's rugby and is now giving me a look.
Oh, Lord. He's about to get taken out on camera.
She's getting ready to go flirt with all the nerdy airsoft boys.
We got prime pickings right here.
Pineapple, just remind me.
Hey, if she wants to come down to Arkansas.
listen.
Just reminder of the helmet and the vest talk that we all had.
Barker, within 5 minutes of you being with that woman, she would ruin your life.
All right, look, I'm going to share the screen so that everyone can see. If you guys have not ever looked up LFL, Lingerie Football League, it used to be popular. I don't know how popular it is now.
Damn.
It used to. So look, this is.
I follow her right there, Maddie. No, go back to that one right there.
This is this is what they wear. Their uniforms.
Pineapple, you can get in trouble.
And
I'm so dead.
They're all very tanned.
And by the way, these girls, I'm not kidding, bro. If you watch these games,
They
they hit
like
effing
men.
hard, bro.
Yeah, they do.
I'm telling you. Like, they do not hold back. Okay, these chicks are in shape.
That girl right there, Nikki Matthew, I follow her on Instagram.
Yeah, these guys are like really ruthless. Okay, it is one of the funnest sports to watch.
I mean, they ain't got a lot of clothes on.
Not just because it's nice to look at. Like they're in shape, they're pretty, and they're wearing these cool outfits. But it is exciting. No shit. Like, it's not boring. Okay,
I've seen videos.
They got that fantasy RPG armor going.
I'm just telling you, bro. Look, like, it's the skimpiest outfit. They got shoulder pads, a helmet, and then gloves, and then their like knee pad kind of pull ups or whatever.
I ain't mad at it.
You know what? Thick thighs save lives, but thigh highs are my demise.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. One video I watched, the girl had caught the ball, and the female linebacker had come across the middle. She never saw that coming, and she was carted off the field. Like, that's like that's an NFL quality hit, and I was like,
oh, it is.
Damn.
And I'm telling you, man, I've watched a lot of these games. When I was laid up, this is when I found it. It was when I was paralyzed. Okay, and I was looking for stuff to watch. I never watched TV. I never watched shows. I never got into stuff like that. I was always busy, and so when I'm laid up, I'm like, oh shit. Well, okay, what else can I watch? And I don't know how I found this. I think a buddy of mine told me about it, and I had never heard of it. I was like, what? No way. And so I went on here, and I watched all these YouTube videos of full games and interviews and shit. And I was like, bro, these girls are hitting like crazy, and they don't bitch. Okay.
No.
And by the way, when they get hit hard, they're not laying on the field like holding their, like, oh, I got a calf cramp. Nah, bro. They get up and hobble off the field like you're supposed to. Okay. They don't try to stop the clock with that shit. It's crazy.
No, but they played just as hard, and
it's crazy, bro.
A lot of these girls, they go to the gym, they work out, they practice they take pride in what they do. It's what they call gimmicky sports, I guess you could call it, but you get hit by
WWE. It really is.
You watch these girls, and they'll get into fights on the field.
Yeah, they're getting, look, this is a fight right here.
Knock you the fuck out.
Isn't it so that women can join football, like men's football?
I think it started off to probably doing that, but if you look at they're not wearing the same amount of clothing as the men are, but they're just as competitive.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they can actually they can play with men. Like, isn't that like there's a woman that joined? She's a quarterback. I'll Google it quickly. I heard it somewhere.
That's their own league. Like, there are no men allowed unless it's the coach.
College girl.
NFL, yeah. But he's talking about like are you talking about like a regular football team?
Like the NFL?
Yeah. This. What's this woman's name?
I don't think so, man. And I'm gonna tell you right now.
I don't know. Like, I've seen it obviously on Facebook, and you know how much you can trust Facebook news.
Well, I wonder if there's any colleges, but I want to say this about that whole thing, because I follow Riley Gaines. If you guys have ever heard of her, and this came out when the swimming thing with whatever that trans dude's name's, whatever, that just tried to he's a guy. He was a swimmer as a guy, and he was mediocre. He was like middle, okay, barely whatever,
117th or something.
Win anything, okay? He was like whatever, and then he says, "Oh, now I'm a girl." Didn't go through transition. Didn't actually change anything about his body. Okay, now I'm a female, and now they allowed him to compete in college female on the female team, and he beat everybody's record. And he's beaten all the girls in swimming, and it's been going on for a couple years.
So that's actually not entirely true. He tied with a woman at a championship,
right?
Game.
But I'm saying he was not even ranked before it with guys.
Oh no, yeah, definitely. No, I get
what you're
saying.
To the girls, and Like he's not even trying to hide his junk.
And then he was tied for first.
And they allowed him to do this, which I think is fucking bullshit. Okay,
well,
by the way.
Get this though.
You
This
can't
is
just
what
say
pisses
I'm a girl and now you're a girl. That's
and
fucking
this
dumb.
is what pisses me off the most about it is that the actual woman that won that, or that like tied for first, she was told that she couldn't have the trophy. She couldn't even have a photo op.
Exactly.
Because
that woman is Riley Gaines.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So Riley Gaines,
University of Kentucky.
Thing. Well, so there, to me, here's what I want to bring up about this whole point is Riley Gaines. I know she ain't going to hear this, but if it ever does get out there, I want to say this because I've commented on her stuff before. Is this? We're still having this issue of high school and pre-high school sports teams forced to allow girls to play on the boys' wrestling team, football team, whatever. So they're forced to allow girls to play with them. But now Riley Gaines is saying, oh, we don't want guys in sport. I'm like, bro, then you need to stop it in the younger ages. Okay. So when you get into high school football, after puberty, girls and guys should not play in the same sports leagues.
No. So I have a friend.
And I just talked to this girl who's a full ride scholarship at Furman, who's a full-time soccer player. She moved here from Florida to South Carolina to play for the team. And she said she was always the best. She was always very committed to soccer. She grew up in, her dad's from Mexico, but she grew up in Florida. And they were always into soccer. And she says, I noticed a big change. I had to play with, I played with the boys teams because we didn't have a lot of girls teams where I was at. And I was, we were kind of neck and neck all the time until after puberty. After puberty, I couldn't keep up with the guys. That's just a fact. Like that, we couldn't do it. So she says, I like the separation. I wouldn't even want to play with the guys team now in college. And because, we have very major differences in our bodies. So anyway.
And like, there's also like Serena Williams. There's an amazing example of Serena Williams, top female fucking tennis player in the world. I think that's pretty evident. But like, she was told that she wouldn't even make top 500 in the guys league. And she tried to contest that. And she ended up facing off against I think 300, someone like the upper 300s. She got absolutely fucking creamed.
Yeah, I mean this is we all know this. This isn't okay.
No, it's nothing.
It's a difference in physiology.
But the point is, what you're talking about, Power, where there's maybe a girl that's trying to get in. Maybe it's in in a college or something like that. But there has to be some kind of common sense with this thing where
it does.
Bro,
but
come on.
But that's what I like about airsofting and milsim as a whole. There is no.
It doesn't matter.
There's no just boys milsimming and just girls. Everybody blends together. Guys, we're guys. We tend to, if we see a girl, having a hard go at in a certain engagement and she's getting overrun, guys will naturally just gravitate toward her and help her out. But we also gravitate to anybody that we see in his and so and women.
It's just the nature of the game,
right? But in women, and I feel because I'm a father of girls, like I have 5 daughters, and I want them to play sports and I want them to be competitive. But in Milsim, I've noticed that typically, with few exceptions, typically the girls that do play airsoft, they play because their boyfriend started and now they play. And girls get this stigma of, well, that's all her boyfriend's gear, or she's just borrowing that gun. And I know some airsofters, and Sisu out of...
I mean, guys get that too, but yeah.
Yeah, Sisu, she's from the East Coast. She plays on her own. There's...
it is rare, though.
Unicorn Leah doesn't...
she got into it because of her husband, but...
Yeah. She doesn't bring... She doesn't bring him. Airsoft Brittany.
There was someone on my last team, Hannah. She got her boyfriend into it.
Yeah, I've had a couple of girls on that did that. Yeah, It's not common, but yeah, the thing is, what I like too about Airsoft is this. It doesn't, none of that stuff, all of those things are non-issue. There's no issue at all.
No.
Because when you put on all your gear, you go out there and play, there's no females out there saying, oh, they didn't do this for us, or they're not whining about it. The guys aren't out there whining about the girls playing. The girls aren't whining about being, oh, it's all males out here. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone is out there having a good time, and none of those issues are brought up.
Instead, everyone is whining about the same stuff, like the other team not calling it.
Like not calling it.
But see now, now with the other coin of that is you see women get involved. However they got there, they're involved, and it's growing the sport. And you see, I don't want to single out a particular race, so I'm just going to say non-white people. So you see non-white people more and more, and that's also good for the sport as well. And it grows, and it shows that, you know, color doesn't matter, social status doesn't matter. I've seen a dude, 62 years old at the time, roll up in a Tesla to an Airsoft event and play and run with guys who are old enough to be his grandchildren. So age is not a factor. Your height, your weight. I seen a dude, I'm 300 pounds. I seen a dude easily 450 pounds. Was he out there running with the guys that are half his weight? No, but he was out there. He played. He didn't bitch about the heat. Right. He didn't bitch about how big he was.
You talking about Odin?
No, this is...
okay.
No idea who this kid is. But Airsoft is that collective, that melting pot of white, black, Chinese, rich, poor. You know the rich kids, they all wear the Crytek bullshit. I hate Crytek. I really do. Cry or die. Fuck that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you got a $1,400 gun or you just bought one at the pro shop from a vendor for $300. It all shoots the same, and it all puts the rounds down range. And if you got $10,000 worth of gear on, I'm still going to light you the fuck up. Doesn't matter.
And like
equal opportunity defenders.
And like I've seen like a Vietnam War vet that was special forces in Vietnam go there in his issued fucking Tiger Stripe BDUs, wielding dual AA-12s, just fucking clear house.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, he was a really fucking awesome guy. He'd like during breaks between games, because I never really saw him at any events, mostly just weekend play at Black Ops in Bristol, Wisconsin. Amazing field, by the way. If you're like in Illinois and there's nowhere to fucking go to play Airsoft, go to Bristol. It's really fucking awesome field. Or if you're in Wisconsin or any surrounding states, it's just an amazing field.
And don't worry about the raccoons. You can pet them.
Do not pet the raccoons.
No, Will Pace.
Those are Wills.
I love Will Pace. He's a great promoter. I have a picture of me with a raccoon on my shoulder. He rescues these things as pets.
Oh yeah, they're beautiful animals. I love Will. Will's also just like one of the greatest guys you've ever met. But like, yeah, he'd like between games, people would gather around him. He'd like tell stories and shit. It's fucking amazing.
Who's this? Like the owner?
Will Pace is the owner. I'm the person like telling the stories is like the Vietnam War vet. He'd have like between games.
That's like his home field, Bristol.
The Vietnam War vet. I'm pretty sure that's my home field. I've seen him there a few times. I haven't been able to go in like a year and a half since I enlisted. But and even before then, it's been a while since I've seen him. I hope he's doing okay. But
are you active duty?
Yes, I am.
Oh shit! Are you in your barracks?
I'm in my dorm room. Yes.
No shit. Okay.
Dorm room.
Yeah.
I thought I recognized
dorm room. It's called the barracks. But hey, not to change subjects. Actually, to change subjects because I'm that guy. All right.
Not to interject.
I would like Minty to tell our podcast listeners how we all got started, like how the team got, not us, but how the team's origin started.
Yeah, go into that, and then I want to hear about your. Somebody earlier said you could have 9 events this season.
Yes, Minty said that. Go ahead, Minty.
Okay, that's a lot, man. So anyway, yeah, go ahead, and then I want to hear about that stuff too.
All right. So just preface in case my headphones die in a little bit, I will have to switch over to computer audio. But
we'll tell it real quick, and then if you need to drop out, you can. That's fine. Whatever you got to do, man. We're flexible.
The team started back in October of 22. Me and Rambo had like a conversation about starting a team again after Oddball Milsim, which was the team he owned prior to Whitehorse. So you might hear like some of the Whitehorse goes back before 2022, and that's because we had a team prior to Whitehorse. It devolved into Whitehorse, and now we've built what we have. But our team is
devolved. I fucking love that.
I guess
because y'all are degenerates. Okay,
evolved.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah, I guess it evolved.
Yes.
You all are degenerates.
No, see, if he had evolved, he'd be wearing maize and blue right now.
You know, my boys are about to go play hockey, but that's a whole other subject.
We won a national title. That's all I got to say.
No, you didn't.
Fucking Michigan did win it.
Is there a hockey game on tonight?
Fuck hockey.
No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
For hockey.
What time?
For hockey, you guys got beat
All right,
for Big Ten, and now we're about to take NCAA.
All right, let's get back to the story here. We'll go down that.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Good.
So, after we started up, it was probably a couple days, or probably a month, before we actually started recruiting for the team. And the first people to join was like Doc, and a couple others. As a matter of fact, one of our first people, who is now the one person who's been on the team the longest amount of time, short of me and Rambo from Wisconsin. I'm giving him a little shout out. He's on our page. He has been on the team. He's one of our younger team members for, I believe it is now 2 years coming up. So, a little shout out for him. But
who is it?
He is Ethan Coach. We don't really have a call sign for him at the moment.
What do you guys call him?
That's literally just him. We don't have a call sign for him yet.
What's his name?
Unfortunately.
His first name?
Ethan Coach.
Oh, Ethan.
Yeah, he's posted on our page.
Coach. Call him Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
I mean,
it's a little derogatory, but the first time I met him, I called him Cock because of the way he was.
Is it K-O-C-H?
Yeah, it's K-O-C-H. And I was like, how do you pronounce it? Is it like Cock or something? And I was like, I didn't want to call you Cock, but I think that's your name now.
It's no worse than
what a cool sign.
H&K. Heck of a Yep.
It's no worse than our assumption of Jonely Bonely there.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was black.
Right.
Yeah.
So it goes all South Africans must be black, right?
Yes.
Right.
So yeah, the team has been going strong. We're going into our second season now, but our first season, like kind of like how Doc was saying, it was a little bit like our building phase. So events were rather shallow. Like, we attended things that were not super distanced. We attended things that were kind of close so we could gain members in our area first.
Now without people trying to get you out to longer distance events.
Yeah, because traveling is difficult for a team, man.
Yes, traveling is very difficult for a team, especially when you're first starting up. This second season, we hit the ground running with our debut being all the way out in North Carolina. And I was very impressed with how many people showed up. You guys did a great job for that one. I want to put that out there. But yeah. We don't have all the boys that were at that event because there's like 11 of us that were there, and I don't think you'd want 11 people on a podcast. But
I don't know. I'm trying to think how many we've had on. What's the most? This might be tied for the most. Okay, go ahead.
We need to go grab 2 more people.
I mean, I could probably get.
Hold the record.
I could probably get Corey.
We can go grab a couple more.
I get Corey on here.
But yeah, so the team's been running pretty strong. We're looking at, pushing out more merch onto our actual website page. We're also looking to grow, but something that this team, something that I personally like to do with our team, because we don't just do, events, like you said, but we also do like private trainings. We want to do stuff where it might teach you something in real life, outside of just airsoft, like firearms training or things like that. And we want to be able to like actually get firearms instructors come out and teach certain things like open carry, for instance. But yeah, how to read a map, maybe might be helpful.
I can't read the map.
I don't need
carry.
That's why I sucked in Thunderdome.
Shout out to South Carolina. We just got constitutional carry, Bray.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's go
But
now.
But please,
also,
no land nav.
We'll see. Somebody might need that.
No permit required. Just slap that sucker on your hip and walk out the door, bro.
Yep.
Nice.
But like, we also do events outside of that, just as a team, where, like has been mentioned, we did Friendsgiving, which is just, you know, us getting together and eating food, and we don't even have to talk about Airsoft. We just hang out.
Yeah.
But something that
team
stuff that we're actually planning on doing this year is that we're looking at going to like cemeteries during like we were planning Memorial Day. Yeah. Thank you. Sorry, my brain's starting to shut down. And we're gonna place flags on veterans' graves. So
and coins.
And coins.
Dude, that's a good idea, man.
So things a little different with our team. We don't.
If you guys do stuff like that as a team,
yeah.
Anything you post and your social media stuff you do,
yeah.
And I know you're not doing it for that, but I'm just saying if you make posts about it, tag me in it. I'll put it out there. I love promoting that kind of stuff. Okay?
So the coin thing, I do that every year. Not to interrupt, sorry, Zach, to interrupt you there, but
you're good.
I've been doing that for about 5 or 6 years now, and I've been doing it kind of quietly. So when Zach, to get back to the team building thing, was like, hey, we should do something, for the community and get our name out there and do some good for our fellow, veterans that are no longer here. And I suggested, hey, why don't we drop flags? Or no, Doc suggested flags, and then I suggested, well, why don't we put pennies on top of graves as well to show our respect for those guys? And so that's how that came about. It was a combination of the both of us, inputting, and that's a great thing about what our team does is everybody has, we have our leadership, and I know Zach will allude to this, but we also, everybody has a voice, and that's what teams don't do. They don't allow a lot of their players to have a voice.
Oh, okay.
So, in my experience in Airsoft teams, not excluding Oddball because Oddball was a really good team, we just didn't have the time. Yeah, shout out. Yeah. But something that when I joined teams after Oddball, like in the intermission between that, a lot of things that I learned was that, like Pineapple said, a lot of teams don't let their lower team members actually get to speak ever. So, something our team does, we have meetings every month. We have a staff meeting, and then we have our team meeting. And our team meeting is just a round table. A lot of times in the round table, I tend to talk the most, but it's more or less to get out team information. But after that, it's open discussion. And I prefer that people actually get time to talk to each other because it builds a bond between all of us. And then when we actually meet each other in person, it's like, oh, we can put a face to a name. And then, that bond continues on because now you've met them in person and now you guys get to hang out. And something I did at the hotel room, because I did a lot of planning for when we went down to North Carolina. And I mean, a lot. I mean, I was on the phone probably every other day. Don't even little bit of plan me.
The motherfucker PowerPointed us to death.
I PowerPointed them to death. I mean, when
sounds like an officer.
When I say I planned it,
it is a lot of work though.
When he had us detailed of our activities, okay, we're gonna be at the AO doing chrono and safety brief from this time to this time, and then we're gonna go eat at this restaurant at this time, and then after that we're gonna go back to the hotel around this time, and then the next day we're gonna get up at this. Like the motherfucker had us planned out by the hour. And I'm like, Zach,
okay, I don't see the problem. I don't see.
But what font did he use?
I think that's a good leader.
I'm not knocking his leadership skills because he is a great leader, and I like Zach on a personal level as well. But it's funny because it's like that's all well and good, and everybody knows who's ever been in the military that the plan only works until the first round is fired. And once you get on the AO and you get there, it's like, shit, I forgot to do something. Oh, fuck. God damn it, I got to do this now, and that's going to put the group behind.
The problem is that when leaders put out plans, most people don't follow them, and they do forget shit. Mm-hmm. And then they show up without their shit to the formation. This happened with my sons. We go to the Milsim. We get out there. There's like hours before. Like we got up early, bro. Okay, I'm out there. We're all heading over there. We're almost to the formation. 700 people. Stonebreaker. We're like right to the to the beginning where they're gonna do the big talk and then blow the whistle and everybody goes to their places or whatever. So one of my sons is like, we're literally walking right now. We had to walk probably 3-4 football fields, okay, to get over from the campground to the formation. They got all their gear, they're carrying all their shit, they're talking. We get almost to like not even a football field away, and the dude goes, "Oh shit, I forgot my dead rag." I'm like, bro, for real now? I'm just saying, like, these plans that somebody puts out, they're not the itinerary. It's not a, hey, you have to be here at this time. It's a, this is the plan, and let's try to stick to it. But you know,
no, he planned it.
Cool.
He planned it excellent. I give him shit because he had everything planned.
He likes to give me shit.
I mean, I would give you shit too if you sent it to me, because most guys in the military were like, "Look, I did my 4 years, bitch. You ain't telling me what to do, okay?"
Right.
But I do appreciate Minty putting out that, hey, that timeline of things so that we can stay on a schedule, so that we're not there until 9-10 o'clock at night, and it's shit. We gotta fucking get up at 6 and load. We can do everything in an organized, timely manner.
Yeah.
And I thank him for that, but I'm still gonna give him shit for it.
Yeah, but everybody talks about the person that throws the monkey wrench in the wheel or whatever you want to call it, to fuck up the plan. But what about the guy that actually, stick to the plan? Yeah. And he's like for instance, me and Pineapple shared a room, okay? And the first night, I'm like, okay, guys, what time are we up tomorrow? Neil, I want to be there at this time. I'm like, are you sure? Yes. And then they talk to each other. Yes, that's time. Okay, fine. My alarm goes off. I wake up Pineapple. I say, Pineapple, you up? Yeah, if I have to be. He gets up. He's tired. Everybody's tired. And we even went down to eat. And then after we ate, we already ready. Like, we just have to put our gear in the car. Here, Minty comes down, gonna still eat. Some people still showering. Some people aren't even out of the room, nothing. I think someone was still even sleeping. So we stand there ready to go, and we still had to wait 2 hours.
In my defense, my room had 4 people in it.
Well,
we only have one bathroom.
Well, that's when you gotta set up a plan. Like, oh, these 2 people are showering at night. What the?
Whoa! What the fuck?
Are we getting invaded? What's that? What was that alien movie?
I think
War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds. Yeah. Yo, Minty, I think your phone just died. You might want to swap over to computer audio. Anyways, so that's when you got to plan out, like, oh, these people are showering at night. These people are showering.
We tried that.
Okay, so out of you guys that are on here, so Power, you sound like you're pretty okay. If they say we're gonna do this, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna try to be on time. I'm gonna get my shit together, and I'm not gonna be the last one.
So listen, I'm not in the military, so I came with the mindset. But I came with the mindset that military is like this, right? Like if you say 10 o'clock, you be there. They even told me you be there like 15 minutes before the time, and then you're even late, right? That's what we talked about before. That same day we talked about it. So I'm like in my head, fuck, okay, somebody's probably going to wake up at 5 to go in gym, and if they say 10 o'clock, you need to be ready. So I'm trying to, keep up with the pace.
Right.
So I made sure I was ready at the right time. And then nobody was. I mean, some people didn't even wake up, and this is all the military guys. And I'm like, what?
No, you and I were.
You Pineapple. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. Be a Pineapple.
Milsim, okay. No, this is like a classic. It is. It's a classic. I felt the same way. when I heard about Milsim and I went to my first one with these guys. We're sleeping in a tent. Okay, I'm fucking old as shit, and I was coming out of being paralyzed. I'm fat. Okay, I was on steroids for a year, and so I'm barely able to get up off the ground out of my sleeping bag. And these dudes, my sons and their friend, they're like 22. Okay, played football in high school. Like they should be up and moving. I'm the first one up, sitting on the back of the tailgate of the pickup truck at freaking 7 a.m, cracking a beer open, okay, because I ain't playing. I'm filming. So, and these fuckers are still sleeping
somewhere.
I'm just saying.
Hey, 5 a.m. is still 5 o'clock.
So we for me, and that's why I appreciate about Minty as an organization, because when I'm not with the team, I do a lot of events without the team, but I still bring, I still sign up under Whitehorse sometimes, or I just sign up under Strike Force. But I get up early and I do my thing. But for me, because I had two brand new guys who had never done a Milsim event before, I had to make sure that they were taken care of, and they had never used high-end airsoft guns. So that slowed me down. So, but next time when we go, when Corey and Isaiah go, there will be a little more streamlined, more efficient, because this was their first event. Yeah. So they didn't know how to put what gear they needed, and I had to make sure that their guns were up and running and everything. So that slowed me down. But I give Minty shit. If Minty said the sky is blue, I'm gonna be like, nope, it's more like a teal or a chartreuse. That's a chartreuse. I mean, or that's
if
a little.
If the sky is chartreuse, you got a couple issues.
It doesn't matter what. I mean, Minty could be like, you know what? I had a really good day. I'm like, yeah. Guess what? I had a shitty fucking day. So fuck you. Like, I'll give him shit about anything. But that's between Minty and I.
Yeah.
And that's how we roll.
That's cool.
And I had that kid over here for hockey night. We had pizza. We ate ice cream together, not in the same bowl, separate. Because I don't share.
Did you ate pizza out of a bowl and feed each other?
No, we didn't go that far. But it's that's our repertoire, and that's our communication. How we talk to each other, and I think it shows a great ability to, as a leader in Minty, to get on the same level as all his guys. And yeah, he PowerPoints us to death, but in the long run, we all appreciate it, because we all forget shit. We're scrambling around. We're fucking, God damn it, we didn't eat breakfast. Fuck, we should have ate breakfast. But the timeline.
Let me ask you this. Now you're talking about breakfast. What, as a team, all right, what is the best Milsim breakfast y'all can recommend?
Waffle House. Don't say Waffle House. Don't say
Waffle House, baby. Waffle.
Listen,
the maple sausage.
You know what Waffle House is good for? That is when you want to clear out your entire stomach. You want to be light for the game. You go to Waffle House the day before, all right? And then you clear out your system and you're nice and light and you can run.
You know what?
That's
We didn't go to
MRE maple sausage patty.
Ew,
that is
terrible.
The maple sausage patty MRE best breakfast for Milsims.
We didn't go to Biscuit World, and I wanted these guys to experience Biscuit World. It wasn't in the cards, though.
Maybe next time.
Yeah.
Next time.
I'm going to cut out early. I'm going to go deal with two kids. Have fun.
Have a good one, Rambo.
All right, brother. Thanks for being on, man. I appreciate you. Good to see you again.
Love you, brother.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I need to, guys. It's getting late. I need to go too. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. No apologies. We've been on here for a while. I think it's been like 2.5 hours.
2.5
yeah,
hours.
2.5 hours.
Yeah, we can wrap it up. Why don't you go over your Power, if you want to take off, man, I appreciate you. Do you guys? I know Rambo's stuff. Like I've had him on before. I have his socials. Do you have any Instagram or anything you want to shout out? If not, no big deal. But if so, I can add it.
You want me to do it, Minty?
Do you have like social media?
You have
yeah. So we got
Where can people find your social media before you dip out?
Whitehorsemilsim.com.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about Power though.
Oh no, I don't.
Okay.
I'm brand new to Milsim, and still learning everything, so I don't have any in social media regarding that. No.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah,
All
I
right,
appreciate
guys.
you being on, man. Thank you.
I appreciate you for having me. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Nice seeing all of you. Yeah. Till next time. Cheers.
Nice meeting you, man.
Yeah.
J only, B only.
See you, buddy.
So, Minty, why don't you go over before we wrap up? Why don't you go over, or whoever, go over the events you got, like your plan for this year, or what do you call your season? Does it just start in just the full year of 2024, or does it, carry over, or what does it do?
No. So this season is just for 2024. This will be our second season. We've obviously just hit our first event, Operation Thunderdome 4. Our next event is Conflicts 10 in May, and that one is hosted by Cobra Airsoft Legion. Yeah, Cobra Airsoft Legion.
What?
Legion.
Okay.
Cobra Legion Airsoft.
I'm gonna look
Legion.
it up. Go ahead.
Yeah, but that's at Blast Camp. Once we're done with that one, we're gonna be hitting quite a few other ones somewhat near that area, like Operation Freedom by Black Ops Bristol, which is in Wisconsin. We'll go to Operation Homecoming, which is, I believe, hosted by Mir. Yep, hosted by Mir at Scatatuck Urban Training Center, which is in Indiana as well. Then we'll probably hit Pandora's Box, which is another Mir event, which is at Sherwood. We actually hit this one last year as head staff, which is just me, Rambo, and Pineapple. Yeah. We had a blast, and now we want the team to be able to join us on that. And then we're doing Colony Wars, which is at Black Ops Bristol. And then Operation Phoenix Rising, which is at the Sheboygan Asylum. Another event that the team went to in the first season, and now we're trying to get back there again.
Yeah.
And then to wrap up our season, we are hitting 2 American Milsim events. We're going to hit Central Front at Bing Field, which is in Alton, Illinois. And then the very final event of our season, which I just got the dates for that I got to punch in, is Arsenal 2, which will be at Muscatatuck Urban Training Center in Indiana again.
Have you guys been to American Milsim events before?
I have.
Okay.
He has. I have not.
I don't think I've talked to anyone from American Milsim or that's talked too much about like going to one of their events or whatever. How are their events set up? Are they like, I'm familiar with some of the other ones, like how, like the schedule and,
so
do
AMS,
they have breaks or do they do?
Well, yes and no. Okay, so AMS, they do a safety brief like everybody does, and you check in Friday. You get you do your safety brief. So when you get there, you get your wristband, and in order to be able to chrono, and that's kind of becoming the trend now, you have to go to the safety brief, and they do the safety brief every 15 minutes for like a 4-hour block. But then when you start gameplay starts at 9 or 10, depending on where you're at, and it's continuous. It's the whole day. There's no lunch. You do that on your schedule. If you are hungry and you want to eat, you go eat. You tell whoever so that your commander or whoever knows that you're not going to be on the field just in case they do. They have done some events where they do stop for a lunch.
Gotcha.
Just because they're so remote. Like when they did Black Site in Anniston, Alabama, that's so remote that they had to do a stoppage. But when they did Muscatatuck, that's not as remote. So they just kept playing. And then they have a night game, which is included. Third Coast, they do a tier 1, but that's a separate. I think they're the only ones that I know of that do a separate tier 1 team or tier 1 game.
Yeah.
And then Sunday you do sort of the same thing, 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, and you play till like noon, 1 o'clock. They do a raffle and the game ceremony, and then you have X amount of, like an hour or two after the game is over to get off the AO and go wherever.
Yep. Yeah, I'm familiar with the Third Coast ones. That's the ones I've been to.
Yeah, I like AMS. I really do. When I first started out, I did a lot of AMS events, and I got to know Bo Stewart. really well.
Isn't he from Louisiana? He's from the
Yeah.
South, right?
Yeah. He's a LSU alumni, and he's also head designer or a designer for LBX, or was at some point in time. I do believe that's just what I heard.
LDX.
Yeah, London Bridge Trading Company. But super great guy. Oh my god, look at that ugly face.
I heard. I heard his interview with oh my gosh. Shit, who had him on? Navrich or anyway, this is like a couple years ago. I saw an interview with him with Bo. That was the only one I've seen where he was talking with somebody about how he started the Milsim thing, and very interesting, cool guy.
Yeah, he doesn't do a lot of podcasts.
No,
I can't get. I tried to get John. Like I gave John your and John Lou from Lions Call.
Lou, yeah.
And he just won't do it. Like that's just because of his schedule and he does.
I'm sure. Well, even Sal, I reached out to Sal a long time ago when I first started doing these podcasts, and because I was looking to get like field owners, and I wanted all these different perspectives, and but these guys are busy as fuck, man. Like,
yeah.
They're like the Milsim thing wasn't usually their full-time thing. Like they're working full-time. Like Sal was, he's military. He was a colonel, I think, I think he's a colonel in the reserves.
Yep.
Like family, kids, like all kind of shit going on. Plus these Milsims are not. I've never set one up, but I'm just saying I can put myself in somebody else's shoes really well, and I definitely understand how much work would go into setting up a huge event like this, like the insurance thing, the safety things, the covering all your bases, having enough employees, having enough the infrastructure and the logistics of setting up laptops and having your whatever kind of software you're using for check-in and registration. Like, bro, there's a shit ton that goes into it, so I get it. But I would love to have some of these guys on, even just for a 30-minute talk, And
the one guy that I would love for you to talk to is he runs. I don't want to say his name because he still does stuff in and out of country.
That's fine. Go ahead. Yeah, you don't have to.
But he's an admin, a senior admin with Centurion.
Okay.
And the guy literally wrote the book on small events at large AOs for Milsim, and kind of started to do a lot of the stuff that we see now. They were doing 2, 4, 5 years ago that nobody else was doing, as far as like check-ins go and logistics stuff.
Yeah.
But and that's goes back to the all-inclusive, is that you go to a Centurion event, and Sal goes to those too, and so do a few other Amped Airsoft goes, and you see what they're doing, and you try to see if it'll implement into what you got.
Sure.
And so we all piggyback. I'm not a promoter, I shouldn't say all, but Airsofters piggyback off each other, and it grows the sport. But
that's part of growing. Yeah.
I'm actually going to head out myself, but you can find me at Strikeforce Milsim on Facebook and on Instagram. Also, I'd like to thank my sponsors, which are Body Armor Vent. Whitehorse is a sponsor of mine. I'm also a sponsor of theirs. Lakes and Mittens and Lakes, they make my hats. Mittensandlakes.com. They make my leather patches.
Nice.
And they also make my shirts.
Where are they out
of? They're out of Flat Rock, Michigan.
Nice.
I'd also like to shout out to Rudiment Arms. They're based out of Detroit, Michigan. With Turk and those guys. They've helped me out over the years. And so, but yeah, I'm also on TikTok, and you can find me at Strikeforce Milsim on Instagram, and TikTok at Pineapples with an S 42. But
sweet.
E-Rock,
well, why don't we go ahead and wrap up? I know you guys. It's been a
great
while,
to
so
see you again.
Yeah, man, it's been great, dude. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate everybody. Doc, Barker, send me your deets or whatever for socials if you want me to list them in here.
Well, I mean, the only thing really is my Discord, which you already have. I sent you a DM earlier.
Gotcha.
And like it's mainly for if anyone has any questions or if anyone has wants any help with anything really. If someone's like getting into the sport.
I'll have all the Whitehorse Milsim stuff on here, obviously, but individual ones, if I can find them, then I'll have them. The ones I know, I'll add in. But yeah, man, thank you guys so much. It's been fun talking with you guys. I appreciate Minty. Thank you so much for setting this up and making sure everybody had all their, the audio stuff. Once we get the audio thing worked out, as far as everyone's got like a headset, we're not working with speakerphone or especially laptop audio. It's very difficult. Yeah. Then we can relax, just hang out and talk, right? We don't have to worry about shit. So I really appreciate you setting it up for everybody, and enjoyed hanging out with you guys on a Saturday night before Easter. I hope you all have a great Easter tomorrow.
You thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
It's been great.
Yeah, thanks.
I'd also like to say if you go to bodyarmorevent.com and type in the discount code pineapple, you get 20% off.
Hell yeah!
Nice.
There's the plug-in.
I do want to shout out the pink unicorn.
Oh, come on!
Is everybody gonna plug?
Forgive me these cool patches and stuff.
How about
when I saw Red Dawn?
I would also like to shout out Pink Unicorn Airsoft for helping out my team so much.
Nice.
I've never met the dude, but he seems pretty chill.
Great.
He's a good. He's a character, and Airsoft needs great characters.
Absolutely.
To be fair, I feel like we're all characters.
I like having interesting people on here. So
Minty's got a plug. Wait, everybody!
I got a plug.
Oh no, okay, go ahead.
I'd like to plug Trifecta Airsoft for having a lot of us on his podcast.
Yes.
As well as now Whitehorse Milsim. So
I appreciate you, man. I really do. I appreciate that. And much love and respect to all you guys and anyone out there that's been on this podcast or have supported our channel over the years. And I appreciate that big time.
Don't forget, since most of us are veterans here, Veterans for Airsoft, who helps a lot of veterans get out there.
Shout out Freddie.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to get in contact with VFA right now to see if maybe they can bring something down to Arkansas, because we have Camp Robinson and Little Rock Air Force Base here. Huge, I feel like a huge untapped market for airsoft. So if anyone's looking to open up a field down here, like the bases are like 30 minutes away from each other. I feel like putting a field right between the two, great business opportunity.
But if we put 300 men and women in Arkansas, I do believe we'd have collectively more teeth than everybody else in the entire state, right?
Oh shit!
You forget that the military bases are on here, and they make sure we have teeth.
We may create a few extra families that aren't related to each other.
I mean, hey,
right?
I might have children in Japan. I don't know. Okay.
All right, thanks, it's been great, guys. We'll see you later.
I hope everyone has an amazing night.
Yes, happy Easter.
Happy Easter, guys.
Happy Easter.